Do you want to adjust the frame, or are you happy?
Yeah, I think I'm happy.
I think you need to adjust the frame. Oh. All right. Hello. You are very welcome to the Overlap Rugby Podcast number 69, part 2, I guess we're calling this.
Yeah.
This is our live stream. We're going to be doing live coverage of the Ireland Samoa game. We have it on our screen there.
Yeah.
It's just off your screen. When that kicks off in just over an hour's time,
we'll be using this match clock to try and keep you lot abreast of whereabouts we are in the game, or whenabouts we are in the game once that gets going. But before then, we're going to kind of finish what we started with the podcast a few days ago and kind of preview some of the games upcoming, as well as review the one game that we missed because we were doing it.
Yes, yeah. We watched it yesterday, and by all means, keep the comments coming. We will be responding to all of them in time. Modern Bach, I can see that you're in there. How are you doing? And yes, for those who are less than aware, we will be going on Modern Bach's channel on Tuesday afternoon. Yes. So you can look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for the time being, we're going to crack on. And we had left off talking about the magnificent game, which perhaps even needs a revisiting, between Wales and Fiji, because it was one of my favourite games of the pool stages.
It was well up there for sure. I was reading just today even about Sean Edwards was being accused of just some slack defending, because he was. They were saying they missed 25 tackles, and he was just laughing it off, going like, if anyone has an A to Z list on how to tackle Joshua Tuiasilva, send it on to me. It was a great contest, great clash of styles of sorts, but also just Fiji are just phenomenal in World Cups, and they really did bring the test level intensity and made a real scrap of it.
Totally. They brought skill. I mean, they're skilled big men, and it's a dangerous situation for any team.
Mm-hmm.
Modern Bach has come in with just comments about those cancelled games, which we did touch on yesterday through Haggabus.
Mm-hmm.
And important to note that Haggabus now has even since we last spoke about it, has redirected northeastward. So it's literally Ice Storm is going to go through Tokyo and Yokohama.
Yeah,
I think you were telling me there's
been one casualty that I read about this morning. Anyway, an overturned truck near the Tokyo area, and the guy was rushed to hospital with pronounced death, as well as like all the infrastructure is being shut down. So like, as much as World Rugby want to wait and see, like, the bullet train's not running and planes aren't flying. And
the most important thing is just fans over there need to stay safe and be wise, because it doesn't look like it's approachable at all, and it seems farcical. The idea that there's a game going to go ahead there this weekend, it doesn't seem likely at all.
They've also put out the Japanese Formula 1 is happening at the same time. And
but it's not in Tokyo either.
And they pushed it back is the solution to it. They've just pushed it back.
There you go. All of some that sounds. Do you know what that sounds like to me? A robust contingency. Well done, Formula 1. Yeah, indeed. But like, it doesn't look like that Scotland-Russia match is going to go ahead, which we'll speak more on when we get to that game.
Japan.
Scotland-Russia.
Scotland-Russia has already happened. And it was very nearly the top winning margin of the whole tournament. Beggars belief, but that was true. So those two obviously cancelled games. We had hoped to stream it. It means we're a bit light on rugby this morning. Yeah, for the sake of it. But,
indeed. Joe Lyons come in 10 years plan. Where's the contingency plan? Joke. Inclined to agree. We got a couple of comments dissenting on that on our main show, talking about just you can't go ahead with these games. But ultimately, I just disagree, because there was someone saying like you can't reschedule the games; it'll affect the rest periods. Like, well, hang on, which is the lesser of two evils? Kicking a team out of the tournament because of a typhoon, or affecting someone's rest period? It seems like they did. That's the lesser of two evils, and that's what they're into.
Yeah.
Modern Bach is just asking, do you reckon that the extra rest will help New Zealand and England or not? And probably, but also there's something to hit out, and I think, in terms of England's preparation, it'll be like slightly annoying, because we had said that they hadn't fully hit their straps, which they haven't. They kind of cruise controlled their way through their first two Tier 2 games, and then played Argentina with 14 men. Yeah. So it's like, that's not the intensity level they'd have hoped to have reached or be primed for going into a quarterfinal. So you can do a lot on the training park, and yes, the rest will benefit them as well. But there's two sides to that, and I think it's only in hindsight that we really know. The thing about England is that going into this tournament, there was a lot of chat about how difficult their schedule is, because it would require 5 consecutive games against top tier opposition, which has now become a game against a hapless 14-man Argentina, followed by a rest week, followed by your quarterfinal.
3 big games.
So I mean, that's all of a sudden got a much nicer feel to it from a physically
definitely
point of view. Yeah,
and the All Blacks as well. They'll be a bit miffed that they didn't get to try out some of their main combinations after that kind of goofballery game where they had 3 halfbacks and TJ dotting down from 10 and Rico in the centre. Like, that's their last outing now before the quarterfinal. Yeah, they would have rather hit out. Like, they've planned for this tournament, same as everyone, for quite a while, and part of it will have involved getting your main team out the week before and getting them primed and ready to go for the quarterfinal. So I don't know the answer to that, whether it'll be advantageous or maybe if they start slowly, then they'll be
the other half. Modern Buck has come in with 28 days since the last big game for New Zealand, which is presumably that South Africa game.
Yeah,
that is a while. Yeah, and it's all well and good hammering the smaller sides, but then you can get shocked a little bit by just the intensity. Like if we assume that it's going to be Ireland and the Japan-Scotland games can be called off, then it'll be Ireland, assuming we get the job done today.
Hopefully,
like Ireland are the kind of team who can turn up on an occasion and shock New Zealand and sort of disorient them a little bit. All of a sudden, their stuff isn't getting off as well. And the question will be, how far down the well can they go? Is that 4-year period? Are they going to be able to blend this World Cup's attacking form with the 4-year period of sort of getting to parity up front? Yeah, and then see off a team, or are they going to be shocked because they haven't played a big game in a while and all of a sudden things are different?
Yeah, and in short, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It'll be hindsight is normally how we find these things out. The same way you don't fully know that a team's actually kind of floundering in a World Cup cycle or in the run-up until they're ousted from the World Cup. Like, we can now say unequivocally that Argentina had a disastrous World Cup. But up until their last game, you couldn't quite say that with authority, So similarly for the quarterfinal teams,
Argentina's of everybody is the great failure story, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so far of all the tier 1 sides, yes. Italy will be rightly miffed at.
No, that's not a failure story so much as it's an injustice story, a little bit, Anyway. We are going to move on. We're just going to talk about yesterday's game, Australia against Georgia, which I watched live. You missed live, but you've seen sort of highlights.
Yeah.
The 27-8 game. It was like the Aussie media panned it as like sort of akin to what the Irish media did after the Russia game.
Yeah.
They were not best pleased by how proceedings went. Yeah. They had a lot of the ball, and Georgia's defense had as good a showing as I can remember them having.
Yeah.
Now they were played into that a little bit by Messrs. White and Tamua at halfback just being a ways too narrow.
Sure.
Not getting his hands on the ball that much at all.
Yeah.
But I was happy with how Georgia stepped up. Obviously, Georgia are a team dear to my heart.
Yes.
But they gave in a creditable showing. They tackled like demons and they never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But they were a little, as often the way, they when they got the ball, they weren't able to execute much. And actually, Sharakadze, the captain and centre of Georgia, was saying post-match that I'm just seeing on the telly that World Rugby have released a statement saying, based on this morning's advice. Oh no, that's from days ago.
Yeah.
Damn Air Sport interrupting me with the nonsense. When Georgia got the ball, Sharakadze was saying as much in post-match. They just weren't able to attack, and he actually came out with the thing saying like, I am proud, of the team's defense, but very frustrated that we can't get anything off of the ball. We need to be able to score tries. You don't win matches without scoring tries, and that's a lesson for us. And that's what you've been trying to tell the Georgians.
I've been saying it. Yeah. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Yes, well, that was my rationale behind picking Fiji in that massive clash of styles. Like, who's the team who's going to find tries?
Yeah,
Fiji.
And it was.
And that's
normally that's semi-red dragon.
Yeah, indeed. That's good learnings from them if that's what they take from this tournament. That's excellent. You are right in saying, as you were saying, that they need to be playing more against tier 1 opposition to find out if that works, because they could try and play basketball next year in Rugby Europe, and it'll probably work. And they'll win a lot, but they still don't know how effective it is, because you don't get any sense of actually how little time you have to execute these things. Like in that Wales game at the start, where obviously their defense did rupture and they shipped a load of points and they were out of the contest before it even got going. But in the second half, they kind of got a bit more flow, even though the game was dead. And even then, they had a few chances, opportunities out wide. where you could see they wanted to shift it wide, and they did, but it was just the time they took to do it. It was like everyone's catch, set, pass, and it's like you can see in Rugby Europe that working. But against Wales, there's just no way.
It's a total frustration for them because, as you say, they could reinvent the wheel, get a new coach in, try a whole load of new systems, and whether they're goofy plays that aren't suited to Tier 1 rugby or whether they're actually great plays, they're still going to probably, in all likelihood, do a facile Grand Slam in Rugby Europe. And those are, we know, their next 5 games in terms of competitive Test rugby. And so chances are they're going to be coming into whatever June games or November games they get given cold again. Yeah. And it's a continuing frustration. John McKee, in his post-match for the Fiji game, was lamenting a little bit that the World League didn't get through. Yes, there were a bunch of issues with that World League, but if you'll recall, we did have a little idea of our own to have a World League replace the November series and just have it be 4 teams per division. 4 teams per division, done based on the world rankings, and then 3 games, one side gets relegated. Yeah,
which would be great because I love the dynamic of like New Zealand versus England in a relegation battle. When would you ever see that other than that idea? And then similarly, you'd have a tier below with your Argentinas and
the second tier you could even see, like, because there's enough Tier 1 teams now that 4 to 8 tier you wouldn't want to be relegated out of that, and then for the guys in the 8 to 12s getting put into that is a real big achievement, and all of a sudden that would be competitive games for the likes of Georgia.
So I think competitive games for like Argentina in windows of November windows when really there's nothing on the line, and it shows in their performances. Like if Argentina were fighting to stay in that tier above the kind of very, very low tier to try and stay in that kind of middle zone, that would be an interesting. There'd be all kinds of interesting fixtures, and it wouldn't compromise the schedule. What the problem with the suggestion they had was like 12 teams, and it was still essentially ring fencing around Tier 1. Like and
then they re-edited it to add a second division in, but that division, as was pointed out, would just be like it would just recreate a great chasm between Tiers 1 and 2 again. And then the other issue that I had noticed, I follow Tier 2 Rugby on Twitter, and it's a great follow for anyone out there. He's a very in-depth guy, knows all of his Tier 2 stuff, and he's a good guy to go to for all that. His take on the other proposition which was put in this week about Fiji and Japan would be that 16 Rugby Championship. Yeah. But he was saying that they need to prioritize getting a global calendar before they even approach that, because the reality is that Fiji aren't going to be able to have their team in a rugby championship because loads of them are going to be off doing whatever pre-season with the top tourist teams. They're just not going to be released. They barely released them for the World Cup. Yes. So they're going to need to organize some sort of global calendar where you can have your domestic season and then an international window that allows those boys to play. Yeah.
The French are always a thorn in that side, though, with their absolute marathon of a season anyway.
It's tough. It's really tough. I don't know. Did people say this needs to happen? I don't know how it happens. True. The other thing that people have been saying is getting a Fijian Super Rugby franchise, but I just don't know who's going to pay for that.
Well, this is it. Like they don't have enough money for a defense coach to come to the World Cup with them, let alone a franchise.
Just the haves and the have-nots is a consistent theme. But from Georgia's point of view, it was a decent performance, and from Australia's point of view, are we close enough to talking about a real crisis at 10 in a World Cup ahead of a World Cup quarterfinal? 3 10s, none in form. Who do you pick? It's tough.
Well, 3 10s and none of them like elite. None of them even, to be honest, like Nicolas Sanchez level of elite. I don't think. I think they're all pretty solid operators, club like different players each, but they're all very club level, which leaves responsibility for playmaking on other people's shoulders in the back line. Namely Genia, halfback, and Beale from fullback, as well as. You want James O'Connor distributing in the wide channels too, so it's a bit more of an armchair ride for the 10. But
we actually saw in that Georgia game the capacity that the 10 can have, because O'Connor played and didn't get much off, and Beale played and didn't get much off. The capacity that the 10 can have to shut down what the attackers do, because Tamil was just trucking it up.
Yeah, he was playing at 12.
He was trucking it up, but they didn't get past him, and it was from an Aussie point of view an intensely frustrating game in that regard. They had all the ball in the world. Their set piece is great.
Yeah,
They did an absolute number on the Georgian lineout, which, you know, the Georgians have been kind of asking for with their slow-mo lineouts.
yeah. They think that's another thing from Rugby Europe. Though, like their lineout and set maul is so dominant, and yet we saw it in that Scotland double header before that they were just trying to jump at two and maul them. And it's like, yeah, Scotland may be a small pack in Six Nations, but they're also dealing with massive packs. And if you're going to jump at two and try and maul them, that's not, especially so slowly, it's not going to work. And Australia are in a similar boat. Like, they're not regarded as being a set piece team, but in World Cups, Cheika emphasizes those areas specifically. Yeah. And he also, in rugby championships, he has to face the Boks and the All Blacks regularly. So even if he loses that set piece battle, they're still scrummaging or doing line of things to such a level as to compete with the All Blacks, you know. So Georgia were probably shocked, duly shocked.
Apologies, Sinbin, who's given out to us for not interacting with the audience. I'm just going to try and run back and see what he's talking about. We came in with just are we nervous for this morning?
We are. That's why we're
always nervous. We're always nervous. Yeah, we're just trying to go through all the upcoming games, and we'll get into the matches more. But absolutely do keep leaving your chats in there. Good morning to you, Mark.
Yeah,
good to see you.
Good morning, all.
Good morning, all. Absolutely, yeah.
We're still a bit groggy. I may leave frame at one point to get the coffee that's waiting for me in the kitchen.
Yeah, feel absolutely free to do that. What were we talking about? Yeah, I just wanted to mention
Australia
before Australia, the ahead of this England game, there's a fascinating dynamic emerging with the scrum because Australia might have the form scrum in World Rugby right now.
Maybe
Scotty Seo and Alan Atoa and Tanya Latupo to come off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty monstrous, and the Georgians held at times, but they were like putting pressure on.
Yeah,
and. Yeah, they're Scotty Seo in particular is a really explosive.
He's very powerful.
Him against Sinclair is like it's not just a great scrum because they're top level guys. They're both super aggressive in scrum. So I think that's just a really, really fun dynamic. And
who's reffing it? Actually, we have the notes.
The Aussie England game.
The Aussie England. Do we know that yet?
I'm sure. No, we don't.
I'm sure we can look at
the quarterfinal.
Yeah, but yeah, because that is an interesting dynamic. You're right, and they both will be trying to scrum for penalties and be aggressive. Yeah, I can see avenues for Sinclair going on tilt with that. If it's not going entirely his way in the first quarter, that could be a recipe for some yellow cards. But yeah, that's a great contest again. Like I was kind of vaguely, cheekily hoping that it would be Wales England by some hook or by crook, but now that it's Australia and England, I'm kind of like happy enough.
Well, the Cheika Eddie Jones banter
is going to be great. And plus the rematch factor, like it was 4 years ago.
That's true.
Like that would have been true for Wales too, but it was that pool of death and England not escaping it. So yeah, there's definitely a bone to pick.
Yeah.
Juicy fixture.
I just was scrolling back through these chats, and I got a good question from Modern Bach about what do you think about the Irish media saying the All Blacks are cheats. And I'm telling you, you've got to stop. I tell you, foreign media has to stop picking up Neil Francis and Ewan McKenna articles and just calling it Irish journalists.
Yeah.
Because complete lunatic who happens to be from Ireland says X.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
It's also not journalism a lot of the time. It's just kind of
salacious op-eds that foreign journalists pick up as like, ooh, this is what the Irish think. No, it's not. I don't think so. I actually think the most spoily team is Wales. But they're so good at it. It's hard to just admire it.
Ken Owens, Alan Wynne-Jones, Tipperick, all of them just hug breakdowns with big octopus arms and make everything slow, and it's all very semi-legal. And it's when Ross Moriarty tries it, that's when they get pinned because he's not as subtle.
We just have Papoose coming in saying, "You lot hate Sinclair so much."
I can't stand him. I
think he's a really, really great player.
He's so technical.
He's been having a magnificent World Cup, and he's going to be really, really great. Right up until he costs them.
He's going to pull a Lavanini. Look at what Lavanini did. He's going to do the same thing in probably a semi-final or something.
Yeah.
Because he just does that. He goes on tilt, and you saw it against Wales because Alan Wynne just threw him on tilt because he's cheeky that way.
Yeah.
He's like patting him on the head after a little Rooker maul, and Sinclair's going to explode at him, and then sure enough, the next breakdown, it's a very silly penalty. That kind of stuff really annoys me because it doesn't come up really in stats a lot of the time. Temperament isn't a thing that is kind of charted, but it is a factor.
But I tell you what, he has been scrummaging great.
And he's been great in loose.
Which is why the Hinn v CO battle is like the most interesting thing because neither of them lock down a scrum. Neither
they
of them
go
sell it.
blitzing it.
Yeah, so you're either going to just see loads of collapses or the two boys popping up or one guy get on top of the other, which is not something really to Scotty Seal. I haven't seen Scotty Seal be beat all season. I haven't really seen Sinclair.
Yeah, it would be shocking for both. And if it happens to Sinclair, you forget about it. Red card within 5 minutes.
We hate his South London edge. There's
no issue with that. To be honest, if he could check himself before he wrecks himself, that would be a good improvement.
It's definitely nice to have a few more working class people in the game for sure.
Oh, true. I think it's important in the England team as well. I think that's actually something Eddie Jones has done really, really well.
Yeah.
Is balance exactly that, and having a few different heads from around the country and unifying it a bit and playing a very English but also very physical and powerful game. I think there is wisdom in that, but I also think, certain players, there can be alarm bells. Same with, like we were talking about with Dylan Hartley for years as well, and it kept rearing its ugly head too. You need to mind that. You can't have too many players who are just complete when the red, or the alternative is recognize when the red mist descends, because it was a recurring theme with Sinclair during the year that the first half, great, like 1 or 2 loose penalties, but not anything dangerous, just a bit loose. And then it's around 50 or 60 minutes if he's still there and they're still relying on him, and then things don't go his way, and then Alan Wynne popping him in the head and being cheeky and giving him a big Welsh grin. Then you can see the red mist kind of the fog descend, and you know what's going to happen next. And if the coaching ticket can recognise that and haul him out of there quick enough, then it's fine.
Yeah,
but it is definitely a factor.
Yeah. Mark seems to think England can win the World Cup. They absolutely can. They're one of the teams. I think for me, it's at the moment, it's All Blacks, Box, and then a mix of England, Wales, and then
Ireland languishing in the
a little drop to your Ireland, Aussie, France,
Malay,
Japan in there too.
Japan,
our home World Cup of the run there.
Scotland, they're probably bottom of the run at the moment.
Scotland just doesn't look like they're going to be in it at all.
Yeah.
Someone Irish, Ryan O'Sullivan, has come in and just asked why are Sexton Murray playing today
for the hit out, for the minutes.
I'd scare the win. I think those boys need to play together.
Yeah, I like the cotton wool treatments all wear very well, but like rugby players need to be playing rugby. Especially with the likes of Murray. He's shown glimpses of his form, and really only several of them. Like the couple of Wales games the minutes he got in the Wales warm-up games, and the game against Scotland was the only little glimpse we had as to the power, the force that Murray was in 2018. And he needs minutes to get back to that level. And sure, there is a risk of there was a Richard Cooper bit imitating Pat Kenny to talk about, but it's like, say, like the worst fear is a massive Samoan with an apostrophe in his name smashes Johnny. He's out. What then, Joe? And that is a risk, but it's something you do need to give your playmakers minutes as well, because we're going to a World Cup quarter final against either the All Blacks or the Springboks.
Yeah,
you need them primed and playing really well, and if you can't take hits from Samoans, you won't be able to take them from the Springboks either.
Very true. So we are just going to take a little look ahead to tomorrow's games, and there's just a couple I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
The first two, Namibia, Canada.
The intrigue here is who is the worst team in the tournament? The loser of this game.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Is there another contender out there?
No,
Russia,
because Russia showed enough.
I think they showed enough.
Russia showed enough.
They ran out of steam against. I didn't begrudge them shipping those points against Scotland. Like the efforts they put in over the course of the tournament, especially given that they didn't qualify really on merit and they were always written off as being just not at the level.
Yeah,
they showed enough to be worth their place.
Papoose coming with a succinct Canada suck, which is
I hear you branded them cannon fodder, particularly when they played New Zealand, and that's like that.
I mean, they have a decent players. Mack at scrum, he actually impressed me the last day. Hassler is decent players. Tyler Ardron is a proper player.
It speaks volumes to me that Peter Nelson, who we've watched in the RDS, like he wasn't making the Ulster team last season. He was kind of second to third choice 10, has recently been hauled in there and has gone straight to, he started at 15 but then has subsequently gone straight to 10 and straight to main and only playmaker, and that's like really not good if that's the level they're at.
Namibia have shown a bit more than Canada. They have some
tries
decent
they scored.
offense. They move the ball around.
They
a
have
bit.
2 great halfbacks.
Yeah, Stevens is on the bench this time, even though I think he's kind of got the
He's
edge on
quicker.
Yankees.
He's definitely younger and quicker, but Yankees is a very good player as well.
Yeah. So my heart says Namibia. I honestly don't know because we haven't seen Namibia. When was the last time Namibia played a close game ever? Dominating the lesser African teams straight into getting the All Blacks.
They squeezed past Southern Kings in a game that we didn't get to watch. What happened before the World Cup?
So it's a tight game for them. I'm curious. Like, we don't really know what they're going to be able to do when the going gets tough.
We haven't seen any pressure moments, and that, like, the fact that Canada have
Henshaw is playing, by the way.
Yes. And he's another one who does need minutes. Like, come on, you couldn't be sending him cold out against or something in the spring in the second quarters. But we haven't. That's a question that remains unanswered. We don't know what happens when the going gets tough, so to speak, in Namibia. Or do they wilt or do they rise? We don't really know because they haven't actually had a competitive fixture. They've shown flat glimpses of really good techers in losing efforts against vastly superior teams.
But I'm sort of looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
USA v Tonga then is the next game, and that's one that I had been at this as the tournament was starting. I had been of the opinion that USA were going to be my team to back. They were going to push the tier 1 teams. And then in that USA Tonga game, they were going to see them off. Yeah. They have been a disappointment so far. But learnings from their perspective, just because the big pack that's big at a tier 2 level, that's small at a tier 1 level.
Very similar to what Georgia's World Cup's been about. They need to learn how to use the ball. They're actually one of the few one of the few tier 2 sides who can gamely stand up to the physicality that some of the tier 1 sides bring.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they don't create anything.
Yeah.
And don't play with enough endeavour or width. Whereas like Namibia, even though they're outmatched, they're still going to pull off some worldy tries, even against top opposition, because they're going to try and move the ball quickly and with ambition.
That said, they do perhaps have the most technical players in terms of Joe Tevete, Aj McGinty as McGinty versus Johnny Fiva is a win for the US.
That's true. Yeah,
but
although Johnny Fiva,
the Tongan capacity to rise to the occasion is something else.
Yeah. What are those Yanks going to think when that the Tongans are squaring off with them pre-game and that very, very intense TV chat?
So Papoose is coming with how many red cards in the USA Tonga game? Just one. Just one for I don't know, the US prop, one of the Eric Fry. He's gonna just lose the head.
Well, the US did have the worst red card. John Quill. We didn't even mention that in the podcast we were talking about. That was shocking on Owen Farrell. That was just one of the worst things you'd see on a rugby pitch.
Yeah,
smash, and it was after the whistle.
They can't be too high and mighty about that one. That is Cork native, John Quill.
It's true.
Who pulled that one out?
I can see that now. It's a very Cork-esque hit on Owen Farrell after the whistle. There was no game even happening at the time.
That was playing the long game for his country, and it didn't work.
No, it didn't. Because Spaz is actually tough as nails.
Yes,
So all it did was just shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. So that was the USA Tonga game. I'm curious to call that one just the Tongan capacity to rise to the game.
For Tonga, like Tonga at World Cups, like we saw the France performance. US have no credit in my bank as far as history is concerned. So when it's too tight of a contest to call, I kind of delve into history a little bit. Like Tonga have World Cup pedigree.
They really did show some class against France.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say then, because you're saying Tonga, I can see the picture for the US.
That
Aj is going to run the show. They're going to actually get their maul working. And Joe Tevete is going to get his first bit of World Cup meet. And the US will see at home then.
Yeah, it's shocking that Tevete hasn't gotten on the board.
No, Montoya.
But it was very impressive. That was actually one of the things that's impressed me about England the most was that USA game, the way they nullified. Started with the scrum, the first scrum of the day, with their 19-year-old new loose head getting munched by Dan Cole and having to go off, meaning their replacement loose head has to play 77 minutes. And then they tried to get an offensive maul going, got it shut down. Cruz and Launchbury was a great savvy call for that game as well, because they're both wily disruptors in that game. And the US, once both of those things stopped, it was like, oh, we got nothing.
I mean, the England and South Africa are unique in the context of just having backup locks who can come on and still monster you and shock you by how good they are. And they definitely did that to the US. But I'm going to say the US for this one. Wales then will be playing Uruguay in Kumamoto. We do know that one will be going ahead. I assume. So that's the last game of the World Cup for Los Terros, who have been the only bit of pride for the Americas.
Yeah.
And you would imagine that the Welsh are going to drain the last ounce of pride from the Americas with a big juicy win.
Yeah.
Off a 4-day turnaround, though. Uruguay love playing teams off a 4-day turnaround.
This is true. It's true. And Uruguay, great value in this tournament as well. Los Terros have done tremendously so far. And
little Arata at scrum half.
Yeah,
Freitas on the wing. Two class players.
I really like Cat at 13 as well. Actually, I think he's a really solid operator. Yeah, no, they're a very, very good team and quite a brave team. And I fear for them in this game. Of course, I actually think Wales are looking super good at the moment.
Well, Wales will have to change a lot.
Yeah,
they're going to have to. It would be silly of them.
Well, they'll be playing arrested France now. Like we didn't even touch on how France are probably the beneficiaries of the most. Well, yeah, it's been most beneficial for France in terms of the cancellations of those games. Yeah, it means now they don't have to take the shellacking from England that was likely coming in a relatively consequence-free game where they're both already through.
That would have been if they'd gotten shellacked by England. That could have been the watershed moment, like the Tonga game was in 2011, for them to abandon the coaching ticket and start doing their own crazy bullshit, which is their only avenue to the final.
I don't know about all that. I think them being rested is rested and a little bit just there's less tape on them now as well, which not that they were predictable anyway, but it's a bit of a danger game for Wales. So they will be eyeballing that one even as they're playing this one.
Bypassing this with ease is so important for Wales. As Papu says, poor Los Terros can get beat by 50. You would think, but you don't know. And it
depends. Yeah, well, we don't know what the conditions will be like there as well. We obviously saw part of that Georgia-Australia game. It was chucking it down with rain and a lot of it.
I believe the hurricane will have passed by then, or the typhoon will have passed by then. And
even still, like the day after, could be volatile conditions even still.
I would imagine it would probably be okay, but assuming the pitch isn't like completely waterlogged or destroyed or something. It's a curious one from a Welsh perspective. I just hope that they get through. Hi, Connor. 5 rolling maul tries for Wales. That is the avenue, isn't it? It's really keeping it tight. Wales, we plugged them as the most diverse team, and Uruguay are they soak yards, but they actually do keep their tackles going. So breaking them up front, as the Georgians did, is the way.
They got so shocked in that game. That was a very funny game. I'm glad, for Georgia's sake, I'm glad they got to do that to one team in the tournament.
Yep.
Whereas they just suffocate and strangle them the whole time. And then the little interview at the pitchside interview at 45 minutes with this forlorn and confused Uruguayan going like, no, we can't get anything on. It's like it takes 2 of us to stop one of them, and the scrub. And it says couldn't play any of their game.
Yeah,
and Wales will take it to them in the areas they feel they can get off. Like there's enough now. That Georgia game would probably be a little blueprint for them, even if it's squad players in there, as to what areas they'll target. And I really do think they'll handle Los Terros. But I hope for a bit of passion, and I hope they keep that kind of calm on defense that they've shown all tournament, even when they're very organized.
Even when they're soaking yards,
because they aren't the biggest men in the tournament, obviously. But I like the kind of very clear kind of calm that was radiating off them. That's a very good sign.
Totally, and they will be back, Los Terros.
Yes,
this
they
will
will
be their last hurrah for this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Then that'll be followed allegedly by Japan, Scotland. I mean, this game's not going to happen, but I guess we'll preview it anyway.
Yeah,
it's going to be in what remains of Yokohama post Typhoon. So I mean, it is on its face a very compelling game. This is what's so frustrating about it.
Oh, I
think Scotland would actually fancy taking on the Japanese at set piece.
Mm-hmm.
I think Villanelle is a very fine scrummager
form as well.
Yeah, and I think he'd fancy actually taking the Japanese scrum on. I think they're wily enough at line out time that they can, send a few boys.
They've crucially got a bit of confidence against, admittedly, kind of very, very stick a fork in us, we're done, Russia, but but they got their offense kind of purring a little bit in midweek, so they'll be freshly buoyed with confidence because of that. And it's potentially a great contest, as we were flagging from so far out. We just don't know if it'll go in.
Yeah, no, indeed. From Scotland's perspective, they will target that set piece. They'll look to get that offense going. They have gone for Laidlaw, but they do have the 2 horns on the bench,
right?
And it's Finn Russell. But from Japan's perspective, I see avenues for them as well. Like a Scotland have a reputation at the breakdown, but actually this back row of Magnus Bradbury, Jamie Ritchie, and Blade Thompson isn't half.
They're not really groundhogs.
Like they're great. They're a great team.
Barkley and Watson.
Watson and Strauss.
Yeah. That was the Six Nations. And that was really where those groundhog fetching kind of stuff. And also McAnally has not been himself.
Fraser Brown starting.
Yeah. That's kind of right, because McAnally has shown nothing really thus far, and he was a big contributing factor to their breakdown prowess. In years gone by. So we haven't really seen that from Scotland. So I would still expect them to target that though, because that is one area Japan are get guilty of when they get their flow going. They don't really resource that breakdown. They defend their offensive breakdown as well as they should.
No.
And that should be where Scotland are targeting to try and upset. But you're right, their main foraging players aren't actually in the match day 23.
Yeah, and where you're looking at like Jimeno, you're looking at Labashanya, Michael Leach, those two awesome Kiwi locks.
Oh god,
Moore and James
Thompson.
Moore. Yeah. There's a lot there from Japan's perspective in terms of just taking Scotland on in that area. So I think that's a definite area of strength for Japan, that poach play, resourcing their own breakdown and making everything Scotland try and do messy and slow.
Yeah.
And then when they have the ball, they're just looking for that breakneck speed. I mean, Scotland in the centre I know they've gone for Harrison and Johnson, which is a little more solidity, but they are vulnerable from an offensive perspective in terms of getting at them in the middle of the park.
Definitely.
And they've gone for Kenki is starting, Fukuoka, Matsushima.
Yes.
And you've got your
Matsushima, top try scorer, still tied up there on 4. He's got serious potential in him for the overall tournament try score.
He absolutely does.
So and Utamura, top point scorer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and that's a nice little distribution network of him and Lafayette unleashing the lightning quick wingers. I would love to see Matsushima and Fukuoka coming off those wings. I know Japan like to go wide, but there are so many holes through the middle
against Scotland. You
would fancy Lafayette to get those hands free in terms of just
Lafayette is a baller. Like, he should be the pivot point for their whole offense.
He is, to be fair.
There's scope for tries. Tries are plenty on either side, to be honest, because I'd back both of these sides to be able to execute. And then it comes down to who wants it more on the day and who's more game for
who's kicking better.
Who's kicking better.
What the conditions will be like.
We don't know how Scotland's turnaround has gone. Obviously, this whole furore surrounding whether the game will happen or not is going to have an effect.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Probably both teams, but I would say more so Scotland, because they're the
last time they were
facing the firing squad without having to play yet. So
the last time they were speaking as bullishly as they've been speaking this week, they got stuffed by Ireland. It actually is not something that suits their psyche nearly as well as they think it does.
Yeah, when they start chatting big stuff. Yeah.
That's a curious picture. I do find it tough to call though, because I genuinely think the Scots, if they're wise enough, could have the edge in both set pieces. Finn Russell's kicking game when it's on point is awesome. So they're getting scrum penalties. He'll pin them right down. They'll get their maul going.
Finn Russell v. Tamora is a great.
It is.
Great
it
battle,
is.
Yeah.
I do see avenues for Scottish success here. So it's a curious one. I don't know. Demick says almost midnight here in New Zealand. Have a good one, brothers. Have a good one yourself.
Yeah.
Stay up for the game or go to sleep. It's your life.
It is true.
Conrad Fails his thoughts on the state of the pitch today. We are coming on to that Ireland preview in the near future. The game is creeping towards kickoff.
It is. I'm looking at Murray Kinsel's head on Air Sport chatting about it. Yeah. I see the pitch in the background. Yeah, I was watching that little clip of Stockdale burying the ball underneath it. Yeah, like apparently, according to all accounts, it's actually deceptively good to run on. Like it's not
that's what the Ireland players are saying.
So the backs will be happy enough. It's scrum time. That's really the issue. Like they're very big sets of forwards, both of them. Yeah. Ireland aren't small, and Samoa, we know, are giant,
tiny Samoans.
The wee Samoans, as they're known, to the Tongans.
And the Tongans.
So there's just going to be massive amount of weight shifting on like. Not solid.
By all accounts, it's gonna make for a fast track kind of game.
Apparently so.
The Ireland players seemed more amused by it than anything.
Yeah, well, certainly the backs did. I don't know what the forwards are thinking, or the forwards coach, or the scrum coach.
Well, all of it, it was alarming from a media perspective, the images that were coming out of it. But
I was hearing Alan Quinlan was having none of it on his ball.
Shocking. The Irish coaches. Have been throwing cold water in that chat. They're just going to go out and play a game of footy.
They've been doing that a lot, to be honest, which is good because actually, as much as I do like having off the ball, and I think it's a great resource, it just means same with any other like 24-hour news thing when it's sports coverage all day, every day, forever. you just end up spinning a lot and making overly dramatic statements about things that really shouldn't be kind of zoned in on as much. Yeah, hopefully the pitch is fine. Scrum time is the only minor concern I have, and hopefully we'll get them off and get them set properly.
And just final on that, on the Japan-Scotland game, as Papoose is saying, if it allegedly happens, I'm backing Japan to play a transition game that confuses Scotland to Japan by 12. So what are you going for if it happens? No 0-0 draw predictions allowed.
Yeah, 0-0.
Get out of here. That's what we all know will happen.
Yeah.
But,
well,
wouldn't you love if it got played and finished
0-0? That would be hilarious. Not a chance of it happening.
Not a chance. No.
But yeah.
Hi, Pennywise.
I'm thinking. Is it Pennywise?
Samoan. Well, you're an enemy for the day.
Well then, yeah. No, hello, welcome. Hello. Predictions for Scotland. I'm going to say actually, I'm flip-flopping on it. I'm going to say Scotland by 4.
Wow. I was going to say Scotland, but we can't both call Scotland because that probably won't happen, surely.
Well, yeah, the other side I'm thinking was like maybe Scotland just deserves to.
Oh, Scotland by 4 knocks them out, doesn't it? Because they need to win. But because Japan got that bonus
that would be good, actually, yeah.
Japan got that bonus point.
Okay, yeah. Well, then I'm definitely saying Scotland by 4. Scotland to win the game and still go home.
That's sort of the middle ground answer, isn't it?
In other words, I don't know, but I do know that's should it go ahead, it's a great game of footy, and it's also a knockout game of rugby. So really, for the sake of the tournament, has to go ahead.
Yeah, but it won't. Go ahead. I mean, we know that already that it won't.
This is my point. It's like I can brush the other two under the rug. A bit vexed for Italy, certainly vexed with the way the chat was kind of framed, where it's kind of like, oh, great, Italy now have a draw against the All Blacks. Isn't that great?
But Sergio Parise, thankfully, was the guy to quiet all that down. They're going, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And we've been kicked out of the tournament. I played my last game for Italy. Yeah. We had no say in any of this.
Yes. So like I can even with that, I can brush that under the rug if the knockout stages deliver and the rest of the tournament goes off without a hitch. But if this game doesn't go ahead, that really does compromise the integrity of it as a sporting contest, and spectacle. It's a bit farcical, and it also undermines a lot of what Japan have achieved thus far, and they won't be happy about that either. Like
Jamie Joseph wasn't. He was saying the chat is disrespectful in terms of
Japan would want
this to happen. He says we want to qualify our own merits. We'll go out and beat Scotland top the pool.
Exactly, and also because like they don't want to be going into their first ever quarterfinal with a load of bad blood hanging over them, and like also, I was saying, with a week's worth of media on it without a game being played. It's not even
remotely their fault. Not even the Japanese team.
Yeah,
the
organizer. It's World Rugby. And I say, as you were saying, is like I'd say Japan, of all people, of all the countries in all the world, Japan are probably the most shocked at the baffling lack of contingency and efficiency that's been displayed by World Rugby's kind of approach. Going like, maybe the hurricane will miss us.
Sure hope there's not a typhoon coming.
And then was it the leaked contingency plan that they did have that was like moving it like 14 miles somewhere else?
Because if I know one thing about typhoons,
they stay. They can't move 14 miles out one direction.
Indeed. They possibly the solution should have been just to reschedule the whole week. As Modern Box says, if New Zealand needed it, they would have played for sure.
That's the point. That is a salient point.
Yeah, I'm going to say Scots to do it and actually qualify if the game goes ahead.
Wow,
that is a big call.
That is a big call against the home team, home nation.
I don't know.
Scotland without the Murrayfield factor. Japan with all that.
They sent Edwards Harmy home to think again.
And then he thought again
and came back
and romped them.
Well, for this time, it'll be a heroic Scotland victory when it doesn't go ahead.
To be honest, now that you say that, I think I'm leaning more. Just now that you say that, Scotland to win and go through.
Yeah.
What?
All right. Yeah. We're gonna move on to Ireland Samoa, which is kicking off in just about 20 minutes time.
20 minutes time. Ooh,
we are heading on. And Pennywise, our Samoan friend, has come in and said, hoping for the upset, but respect right back. They're a hell of a team, Samoa.
Yeah.
They have been a letdown so far.
In the tournament, but I enjoyed their PNC. I enjoyed the game they played against Tonga in a very rainy, where was that?
That was in Apia.
That was Apia in Samoa. Yeah, that's right. And so like
that game against Tonga in the rain was one of the best games of the year.
It was. They played with a smile on their face and tactically were on point. They were kicking the ball in the air, Sayuteni, had a coming of age game, and here
this
is his biggest test of his whole career. He's a lovely looking young 10.
Yeah.
If he would like you were rightly saying, if he was English, they'd be singing his praise, raving about him.
Young guy, early 20s. He's like he's a guy to have faith in from a Samoan perspective. I'm delighted to see him in a 10.
And that's why I was raging to see 2CPC starting the first couple of fixtures.
Yeah,
I didn't understand.
It was the wrong option. He's look out for him today. He's one guy to really watch. He's got a lovely strokey kicking game, as you correctly point out. He plays the game quite similarly to you tomorrow.
He does.
He sort of smoothly runs around the place. He can take it flat, but he loves treading those little kicks through.
Yeah.
And he's
bloody
accurate. He's bloody accurate.
And he has good runners off him. Like their back row and pack are dynamic and strong, certainly with the ball.
Chris Vui, last game in a Samoan jersey, class player. He's going to be looking.
The Lamb brothers starting again together.
TJ Ioane as well. It's
a good
all
pack.
kinds of good.
Yeah.
Leo, I really like.
Really a classy operator. Very much dangerous.
So mute that phone there.
I'm trying to. Oh,
yeah.
It's our folks sending us photos from the match in Japan.
Yeah. It's from Samoa's perspective, danger all over. If they can ever connect, they have some seriously talented footballers.
Yeah.
None less so than Tim Danai Williams, who's himself an awesome
pure danger
player.
man. And yes, him and Sayateni linking up from 10-15 should be a good little axis for them. With obviously Leu to run off them, would have been nice to have Lilo as well.
Unfortunately, he did for himself.
Well, that is a factor with Samoan tackle technique has reared its ugly head in every fixture thus far, and I expect it again. I'm just hoping that it doesn't come at the cost of decapitating Johnny or Conor Murray or something.
Yes,
But it's very possible. Like, they do need to get that wrap going and get lower, and like just some technique issues. And then that slide tackle was horrendous as well from one of those games, the sliding knee.
Then Fido's
that's
contribution to Scotland's bonus point.
Yes. That'll be their main focus as well. I'm sure they'd be very frustrated at the manner in which they coughed up the bonus point after looking like they were going to prevent both Scotland and Japan from getting it and then conceding it very softly at the end. I'm sure that the defence and harrying and being combative will be a big emphasis for them. They just need to be careful that when they play on that edge, they allow their technique, they get their technique right, because they're physically able to do it.
And if they can get a smooth carrying game going on offense and then get their offloads going, they can move the game to a pace that Ireland won't necessarily like.
Definitely.
That'll be an avenue for them. And then the kicking game of Sayateni on that, a lot will be riding.
And that's a huge test for the young man, because Murray and Sexton, that in that area particularly are world class up there with the best, possibly the best in terms of that kicking game.
From Ireland's point of view, it's like they're in a position where they really want to put these guys away. On their 9-day turnaround, conditions have softened somewhat from a temperature perspective.
Yeah,
there's a quarterfinal on the way, probably against the All Blacks. Like, they're in a tough position. Things have got to start going right for them at some point. They've got most of their main men out, Johnny and Murray at halfback. They're going to be hoping for as smooth a transition as possible. And again, nothing too complicated, but playing the game in the right areas, using your classy highbacks at halfbacks to put the likes of Nanai Williams, who has had a rough tournament, under pressure under the high ball, just playing a smooth and efficient game Ireland's way, because they're not going to reinvent their game as much as people are chagrining. And you can add little elements to the offense when it's there. But for the most part, you've got to stick to what you're good at.
What you preach.
Exit with the bombs, put the opposition under loads of pressure, win in the scrums, put some pressure on at scrum time, and then when you're in the opposition half, run the offense off Johnny, running loads of cool angles off Johnny, and then you can add little
that's what I like seeing more of, particularly in the 22, is that because we revert to too much off 9, when actually our most impactful offense, even if it's not like siding or cutting apart, is when the runners are coming off 10 and not off 9. That's when we ask enough questions or more questions of teams. So I'd like to see that development before the quarterfinal, because we'll definitely need it in the quarterfinal, that variation of subtle, like 3 or 4 options off 10, as well as 2 or 3
that was
off 9.
Ireland at their very best has always been that. Absolutely. Motherbuck injury concerns considering Samoa's card record. Absolutely,
that is a big concern. As I alluded to earlier, there's a chance of a big Samoan with an apostrophe in his name decapitating one of our playmakers.
Well,
it could happen.
Gotta be smarter. I liked Johnny in the Russia game. Played a very smooth distribution game, but he didn't quite take it to the
he took it to the line once or twice, but not in a
reckless self-endangerment kind of way. Yeah. And that's the crucial one. Pennywise come in saying, "I wish Manu Tuilagi could play for us." That
would be nice.
It's not just him; there are Samoans everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
Alaalatoa, tight head for Australia, is one of the best tight heads around. He's pure Samoan.
Yeah.
So I mean,
his brother's playing for Samoa.
Yep. Yeah.
It was the battle of the brothers.
Before the tournament, and that's a tough one. I mean, we all know we've belabored the point at times how the island nations get screwed.
They do, shafted in many areas in terms of the game, and it would be nice if Tuilagi was able to kid out for you. Although
Modern Buck has made the point that he'd love to see CJ playing in a Springbok jersey. So
would you? You have Dwayne Vermeulen.
Yeah,
I'd love to steal Dwayne Vermeulen. Actually, we'll trade you.
Shane isn't a huge CJ fan at all.
It's not that. I actually like him at 6. I just don't think he's number 8. Certainly not an Irish number 8. It's my I belabor the point, but I feel like we're a nation of footballers. We play Gaelic football. The number 8 is actually as much of a playmaking role as 9 or 10, and not having a passing game in the 8 channel is just not good enough at this level.
Modern Buck finds your idea amusing.
I
don't think he's giving us Dwayne.
No, you're not going to give us Dwayne.
So in terms of the game, how nervous are you? Honest question.
Relatively nervous. Pretty confident that it will go our way. Not at all confident that it won't be at the expense of one major player through that injury concern.
I just remember Wales had their game against the Islanders the other game. And as class an island team as Fiji are, and they're a much better side, I think, no disrespect, but they're a much better side than Samoa. But the physicality that they brought, Samoa can bring a similar physicality.
They can.
And towards the end of that game, the Welsh there was a touch of the walk and wounded to them.
It was. Sure. George North was hobbling.
Jonathan Davis went off. Josh Adams went off. Obviously, Dan Biggar taken out by Liam Williams.
Well, Liam Williams was the only tough enough guy there who was robustly standing up to Radradra and all these boys, and then ended up breaking his own 10.
Joe Lyons says the state of that pitch could end up in uncontested scrums. It's cutting up during the warm-up. Yeah, it's possible.
It is possible.
It's definitely another black mark against the tournament, which is a real shame, having just relayed it. But from a rugby perspective, maybe Ireland don't need massively competitive scrums. Maybe just a dry track and simple recycled ball off the scrums is fine.
Well, it's what we need to work on. Probably more back play than scrum play. But that is a point. That is our main point that we flagged with that pitch. I think it will actually be fine for running on. Probably be fine for line out mauls as well. It's the scrums when they're all set down, like when there's nearly a ton of weight or more, lining up against each other and then chewing up loose turf.
Samoa will murk one of your key players for their New Zealand brothers. It's fun.
It's so likely. A big swinging arm, but it's like with Samoa particularly, it's the technique that gets me, or the lack thereof.
Well, certainly from Ireland's perspective, it can't be played like a dead rubber. You have to be game for the fight. I think Liam Williams showed that for Wales against Fiji, just being really good.
And actually, one guy I think will be fine similar for Ireland is Rob Kearney. I think he's
not playing. It's Larmer.
Oh, is it Larmer fullback?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Larmer might get broke up there.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right on that. We do need to bring that physical edge. We need to be a bit mean. That's what I like. We've actually started these games pretty well and then faded. So I'm hoping to see an improvement on that. But we definitely need to be turning up with intent from minute 1. And moving them around and dictating pace and doing things on our terms. And then there is actually, if we manage to get on top early on, as game for the fight as Samoa are, I think there's a little bit of quid in them, particularly now at the end. If it's not going their way and they're suddenly 14 points in arrears, I don't know if this team has a lot to fall back on confidence wise, especially because they've chopped and changed a little bit. Like if say a 10 is having a bad one and then they're tempted to haul them off and throw TCPC back in, it's not going to prove anything or solve anything. Like the idea for Ireland is to dictate our kind of game plan and be as unpleasant to play as an Ireland on form are, with balls in the air all the time and resetting, going through phase after phase and making you make tackles, not really like probing or trying to like flash it wide and score a try straight away, just trying to hold the ball, make you get tired out. And if they manage to dictate all that, I think Samoa will wilt towards the end. That's the hope.
You would hope.
Yeah.
We have a questionable comment from a questionably named account. Trumpinator T1000 has said Samoa will put 1,255,162 points on Ireland. And I'm just going to go out.
Like aggregate total of all time.
Yeah, I just think
probably not either.
He's probably just all wrong. You've got it wrong.
Not even a little bit of that was wrong. Right. Down to the name.
Joe Lyons coming in with an interesting comment vis-a-vis Japan's hosting of the tournament, saying, another poor decision letting Japan get a World Cup 10 years too early in their development to stage such competition, which I think is a bit harsh. I think a bit harsh. I lay the blame for a lot of this on World Rugby shoulders. The pitch is like a setback. But I mean, I think overall they've done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
One of the things that can't be understated is that they're one of the few countries around that have just class facilities.
Yeah.
So even tier 2 sides were getting set up in these
lovely hotels,
really brilliant sports complexes with gyms and fucking pools and all the stuff you need, ice boxes and whatever.
Centers of excellence everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of a cool dynamic. But what I will say is the poor pitch issues, the weather issues, all of this lack of contingency. There was a lot of cold water on the chat that cost Ireland their 2023 bid.
Yes,
all of that pernickety. Oh, you're not ready here and here and here. It's you're actually full of shite.
Money. That's not whatever they say the reason is.
Yes,
money.
They're definitely a hard bunch to believe these days.
It is, yeah.
But I do not lay the blame on Japan's door. I think actually overall they've been great hosts, and I actually think they're suffering a bit because of what's happened in the last week. I think they're feeling pretty embarrassed, and
I think so. Yeah,
it kind of sucks.
Yeah, and you're right though. The pivot point is this Scotland Japan game. If it goes ahead. And the pool stage
all will be forgiven.
All will be forgiven.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go ahead, because
it will colour everything.
It will colour
everything. As you say, certainly the whole pool stages, regardless of what happens thereafter, they'll be the pool stages were a mess.
Yeah.
It was it was humid, the pitches were tearing up, and then the games got called off from a typhoon.
Yeah.
What a disaster!
People were dropping the ball. We were seeing Bowden Barrett's dropping the ball clean through because the ball was too slippery, and we were seeing a lot of disjointed games as a result.
Yeah.
But I will forgive all them. Should that game go ahead and get to
also
a satisfactory
10 years too early during their development doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because 10 years further down the line of climate change is only going to make these typhoons worse.
That's also true. That's
maybe
also
now or
true.
never.
In terms of typhoon season is now all year round.
Yeah. The whole world is just one big typhoon. But we are approaching kickoff. We are 8 minutes away. Do you want to run and get your coffee?
I'm going to get my coffee.
Yeah. So.
Be back in a minute.
Give anything y'all want to say, any comments that you have for me while he's getting his coffee, I'll be happy to answer. During the game, we're going to turn up the volume on our TV just a little bit. We'll also have this nice clock here, which you have to just let me know if you can see that we're going to have as a match clock. We're hopefully going to start it exactly on kickoff and stop it as the ref stops the clock, and hopefully it'll be an accurate match clock that will reset on 40 minutes for the second half. Just to let you know where you are. I mean, if you have the means to pause your TV, you can pause it and line it up with us, or at least you'll have an idea as to where we are, because I guess the chances of us all, at the same time being exactly in sync are pretty slim. Be careful of volume for copyright. Yeah, we'll keep it relatively low. I mean, chances are you won't be able to hear too much. Plus, it's only air sport. I mean, they can't be claiming anybody for copyright. They don't even have the means to check YouTube footage. If you do like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And we're just taking a look now. I may even just give it a little bit of volume now. See, now we can hear that well. I don't know how well you can hear it, and probably that's for the best if we can just hear it a little bit and you guys can't. But the teams are about to be walking out into the pitch, so it's getting to game time. The Samoans are emerging, anthem's on the way, and then it's kickoff, and we're going to be right here watching it with you. Sound. Thanks, Pennywise, for the sub. Score prediction. I just hope a bonus point win, no injuries. I'll take. Prediction is tough. It's always tougher when it's an Ireland game. It's a lot tougher to have an unbiased head on you when you're looking at your own team. I don't know. I feel like Samoa will get some plays off. I feel like there's a couple of tries or at least a try in them. Your man Say Tenny, who I've just seen walk by the screen there, could be a big factor in them getting into the game. But I'd like to think that Ireland are going to be a little more competent than they have been. So you see maybe 2 tries to Samoa, 5 to Ireland. I guess that gives you something like a 38 to 14 type of score. That I would take in a heartbeat. That's an optimistic prediction. We'll see if it ages well. Pennywise saying 47 to 28. I think if Samoa score 28, we're in trouble right away. It's already going to be a tough game out here in Fukuoka as the teams emerge. I'm sort of bricking it a little bit, but I think hopefully, fingers crossed, Ireland are going to get this done. 27-10 has a more realistic feel to it, and that definitely doesn't come with a bonus point, David Jones. So, yeah, that would have its own mad dynamic of potential every team being on the same number of points in the pool if Ireland don't get the bonus today. I think Samoa will be determined not to give the bonus point, to be honest with you, because they gave two bonus points away cheaply in the last 2 games, and they definitely would have been irritated by that against both Japan and Scotland. So it remains to be seen, but I think they're going to be dogged enough in defence and determined not to let that happen this time, which makes it more and more awkward for Japan. But listen, we've got the anthems coming up, so I'm just getting ever so slightly nervous. Butterflies, exactly. Always the way when Ireland play. Yeah, I would turn it up, Pennywise, but I just have the slightest bit of apprehension vis-a-vis copyright, just because of a comment from somebody up above. So I don't want it to be blaring, if you know what I mean, but I do want to have a little bit of context for it. Tim Nana Williams, GOAT. I hear you on that. So yeah, it's a tough one. I'm unsure of what the copyright should be. What if Shane has emerged into the room with some sort of contraption? Is this a 2 Cents Rugby inspired chalkboard?
It is a chalkboard.
Yes. Where are you going to set that up?
I'm thinking somewhere here or somewhere. I don't know. We'll try and keep it in frame for you. Anthems.
Yeah, we had Samoa's anthem. Hand on heart, my friend. Irish fans are out in force anyway. What is the plan for the chalkboard?
I'm just going to do a scoreboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. To shoulder answer Ireland's gone. On the boys. On the boys. Planning as it goes, always modern Bach. We never claim to be organized. Stand up. I'll be contentious and say we stand up for our own Naveen. What?
Is that gonna work? That might work. Okay, so
I know we have to get ready now to. We have the. I wish I could remember the name of the Samoan haka. I think the Tongan is the Sipi Tau, the Fijian is the TV. I can't quite remember what the Samoan
I think it's
is.
another Sipi Tau.
I don't know. So we have that. War dance coming up. If anyone wants to let us know what that is. To save us embarrassment, you can by all means put it into the chat. Yeah, we're just going to try and get the match clock going for kickoff as well. Samoa and war dance is probably the most musical of them.
It is, yeah. It's like a little dance. It's very, very rhythmic. I love it.
Yeah. I love the bear pillow. It's actually a lion. So he's a little lost at this point in time, but we'll whip him out again for the Lions tour. There he is anyway. Why not? Hey, here you go.
Here we go.
Here we go. I gotta get ready to get this started. Now, so it's like whistle straight away.
Oh, this mirrored. It's going to be pointless. Damn mirror setting.
Oh, the camera's mirrored. Well, do you want to? Well, no, there's not really to be done for that.
No, I will still keep it here, and we will keep you abreast of the score. But that's very annoying. Now, I thought I'd had a very revolutionary idea, but turns out
that's where thinking on the fly gets you. And no beer. Come on, Irish. I hear you on that. We do have cans. We may break out a can for the second half, depending on how the game is going.
This is true.
We're certainly going to be having ones after the stream, but you know what? I've changed my mind. We're just too damn professional. Drinking.
See?
Yeah. Oh my god. All right, gotta get this right. Okay, you're the man. Wait for it. Now I think it's like whistle and then like a second and then go. I think that might be the best way to do it because I don't think they tend to get it exactly right on the telly. It's like whistle, 1 second, go. Tim Williams taking the restart taking the kicking game off.
He's been doing that, hasn't he, for the whole tournament?
And Modern Box seems to think it looks fine. Is it mirrored? Hang on, is it only mirrored for us? Do you see Ireland, Samoa, or is it? Well, I guess you can kind of see. Fuck, leave it there.
Yeah.
It's Nick Berry. What do we think of Nick Berry? Are we reserving judgment until after this game, at which point we'll either love or hate him forever?
Yeah, reserve the right to say, I always knew he was terrible. No, I generally think he plays
James Ryan. Yeah. Here we go. So, right, whistle, 1 second, go.
This stopwatch is the best solution we found to this problem, so it may be a little bit out at one point.
We're trying. What does that say? It's about right. It's about right.
Hey.
So that is the time. Please let us know if you can see that. And actually, that appears mirrored on our screen.
It is mirrored.
But I have the get chat here, and it's not mirrored.
Ah.
So the scoreboard works. Great innovation.
Good.
I always knew it would be so. Here's the Murray box kick.
Yeah.
And it's too far.
It is too
down
far.
The throat of Tim Williams.
Does he see a bit of space? No, he does not. He sees Murray.
He's going to find touch. And a so-so start. Is he finding touch? Yes. It's a very good kick.
Good kick.
He's made up for it. But they're going quickly.
Found
a bit of grass.
A little bit of grass.
And Jordan getting steep. With a very nice kick. Sits up.
There's a lot of grass in there in the backfield.
And Tim
Nana.
Ireland got the better of that little.
That's actually a good exit.
Yeah,
that's actually a very good exit.
After
a Murray box kick.
It's not great from the Samoans, to be honest.
No,
with you. We gave them avenues to get some good kicking going, and they didn't really there.
Yeah.
So now Ireland line out being set up on the 10. And a good line out to start proceedings.
That's positive.
And we're going straight to the maul.
Maul time. There's a Samoan on the floor there trying to collapse it, but unsuccessfully.
Oh, Statham will have popped. Statham. Only little
peel.
peel from Murray. He's trucking it up.
Mm-hmm. And it begins.
Big carry off 9. And a bomb. So we didn't see any of these against Japan.
We probably should have, but it's too far, isn't it?
Yeah. Did we have an advantage? We did.
Yeah.
So sure, 'twas no harm.
Yeah. The old sex bomb.
Yeah.
Now, I need to be mindful of time off as well.
There's no time off.
I know,
There's
yeah.
no time off. But yeah, when he does blow his time off whistle, we'll have to be there. We're ready to go. Do we have a new comment? The last one I have is just lol.
But I was just looking at that the beer comment. Yeah. We may remedy for the second half.
We may. We're going to the corner. I was wondering what we were going to do here.
Dead right.
Need the bonus point. So
We need a bonus point.
also
There's
probably need to break Samoa.
A little bit, yeah.
This is shocking from Mullapola. In
Yeah.
what universe is that?
No, it is.
It's horrific.
A big pawing hand.
We have, for our sins, we have Dutch gold.
No, we don't. We have what is it? Hackenberg, yeah.
Hackenberg. I don't even know Hackenberg. Here we go on the peel! Rory best! Ha-ha! That's a start.
Maul try.
Boom.
Big believer in the maul tries.
Rory best, that's 2. That is 2. Awesome.
Well.
Scrub her out.
Scrub this
Try
donut out of here.
You want to maybe hold off?
I'm going to hold off.
Yeah.
Hold off, but I'm just going to get rid of that.
Favorite local beer is a good question. I don't know if I have one.
Guinness.
Guinness, I guess. Yeah. I tend to mostly drink Heineken, Dutch beer.
No, I drink Guinness. I drink stout, but when it's cheap cans mode, Polish beer is the best way to go because you actually.
Pratsky.
Pratsky
Is that
and
Polish?
Hackenberg are both
Pratsky's
Polish. That's why I go
great.
for them. They're actually a very solid beer and quite cheap.
That was super. Very
Yeah.
best second try of the comp. Meet for the captain. Love to see it. Shush. TMO. What are we doing?
Better not be Ben Skeen in there.
That mole is formed though, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's calling truck and trailer. So his mole hasn't formed before they've transitioned. Because it's a mole. Yeah, but he says that they peeled off. The ball was at the back of the mole before it was a mole. He's going to call truck and trailer.
But it's a mall.
Well, is it a mole?
Yes, it is.
Or
There
does
are 3
CJ
Samoans merge in on it.
Does CJ break from the mole and then he's ahead of the ball carrier? And
No.
truck and trailer. That looks to be the call. Ooh. Nick Berry is lobbying for us.
We always knew Nick Berry was a legend. That is a mole, though. Come on. Who's that TMO? Is this going to be
Try time. You didn't have to rewrite your
Love
0.
to see it. Yeah, no, that would have been very depressing. Yeah, it was a
Uh,
clear try, though. What? The TMOs are annoying me. Who is that TMO?
I have no idea.
But yeah, Ben Skeen has
It's not
been
Ben Skeen.
wrecking me head all tournament.
Okay, well, we got it.
Okay.
Mercifully.
Johnny from the touchline.
Castle. Is that Castle Lager? Because I think we have it over here. That's what Modern Box is saying.
Yeah.
There's the beer over there.
Yeah, that's solid.
I've never really had it, to be honest with you. Well, we may have to have a beer tasting of your Polish.
Send us all your Polish beers.
Okay, that's an awesome start. That is an awesome start. A decent little kicking game. Samoans couldn't handle it.
Mhm.
Penalty given away really softly. Kick to the corner. Maul try straight away. Job done.
That's
not
very
done, but
efficient.
Good start.
And that's even better.
Awesome stuff. Johnny converts 7-0. Nice. Malbury saying Ireland will get the bonus point here. In a perfect world, hoping to get it as quickly as possible so you can pull off first choice players to avoid injury,
Yeah.
which is definitely fair. But, you never know how these games are going to go. One consistent team from Ireland in this World Cup is starting very well and then tapering off very quickly.
True.
So let's hope that they can maintain it long enough to at least get the 4 tries. Jesus, there's the monster in Samoan tackles.
Yeah.
CJ with it. Knocked on, Ryan. And that's not an exit.
That's not an exit at all.
Yeah.
There you go. 7-0 first half. Boom.
Have some of that.
Have some of that. But yeah.
Are you amused with our little setup? Joe and the ball.
Yeah.
The ball and Joe.
It is amusing.
Spared no expense.
Literally none.
Stockdale down getting treatment.
That looks like a bloody lip. Yeah.
This is the Samoans, man. They were hitting physically there for a few phases before Ryan knocked it on.
Yeah.
Ryan, by the way, had that awesome, forever since he's played the game, but also especially the run into the World Cup. Quite delivered in the tournament yet, to be frank.
Yeah.
And we kind of need him humming. He's one of our guys, you know.
True.
Jacob's a little worried. Let's see this.
He's leading with the elbow. No.
Oh,
it's a shoulder.
It's a shoulder.
Samoa.
Now he's dipping. That's going to be yellow because he's dipping. But that is absolutely terrible tackle technique.
Well, it's textbook Samoan technique.
It's
yeah.
the no good, rotten Samoan shoulder charge. And it rears its head again. Now he's dipping. That's not going to be a red because of the very obvious dip there.
Yeah.
But that's reckless. Tackle low. That's a yellow card. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Roman approves. Yeah, that's a yellow card.
Nick, I'm agreeing with you, mate.
And now it is an exit. It's an exit, and now it's 14 Samoans. And geez, how 5:48, by the way, we're time off, and we've gone to 8 minutes, and that's a real blunder. There's a real blunder. So we'll keep you up to date on the time until we get to 8:39.
I was on scoreboard mode.
Yes, I was on completely. So that is absolutely insane. How many yellow cards? 2 in one game. Did they get one in? How many yellows have they in this tournament?
Too many for the exact same offences. Like that's not good.
Rowan Kitt apparently is the TMO. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. He was annoying me there, but I'll give him some slack.
Papoose should only be a pen, but actually by the high tackle framework, there's no option.
It can't be.
Once the shoulder goes to the head, they're making an initial decision of a red card, and then they're looking for mitigation, which on that occasion there was. Because Jacob was going low. Yeah. But if you hit the shoulder to the head, you're not staying on the pitch.
Yeah. This is something I wish that Aussie commentators would make that point more often and stuff, instead of being like, oh, it's not fair there, is it? Like, and it's like, well, the framework is actually quite clear. In terms of what is
it's worth watching. If people haven't seen it, the high tackle framework that they released in June, which apparently they've been officiating with for years, does make it pretty clear. And that is, I think, pretty clearly by an easy call, a yellow card.
Yeah.
Go on, Bundy, through the middle, trucking it up, getting absolutely smashed by TJ Ioane. Lovely inside ball.
No, not a lovely inside ball.
It was tracking nicely, but Henshaw got in Stockdale's way, and now Samoa have it.
Oh, lovely. The little scoop up. Who was that,
Johnny?
Excellent.
There's a bit of frantic,
someone get in and play 9.
Frantic action happening here. CJ is getting absolutely done in here by the Samoans. Every time he carries, he's going too high into the contact. Getting smashed.
Yes.
And now we have a box kick.
No, we don't. We have a Johnny ball. Not even a bomb.
It's too
just
deep.
Down the middle. Oh, you see.
Well, he's found some grass.
Oh, grass. Yeah, okay. Back for.
Oh, we have a penalty. Tackling off the ball. The Samoa,
they're killing themselves. They actually are killing themselves. So we're at 7 minutes and 25 seconds.
We're getting there. We're getting play when it gets to 8:40.
Yeah.
God, sorry about that, guys. I did foresee that as a problem.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially when I introduced this dynamic. 2 things to
manage. Oh, dear. We are shocking. You just know that 8:39 is going to hit exactly when something interesting is happening.
Yeah, I know, there's just no way of looking away. It's worse to be behind though, and try and play catch up. With the clock. We don't waiting
for the clock to stop.
Yeah, they're very physical.
They are definitely being physical, but they're hurting themselves.
They are killing themselves. This is
TJ Ioane's looking good so far, though.
That's true.
It's another good maul.
It's another
away.
Oh, it's sacked, isn't it?
Well, no, we're playing on. TJ is not winning a contact. TJ Ioane is man marking him to death. But we're moving it. Typhoon, hold on to the pill, Tyg. He's on his knees. Got to release. Oh,
no, he did well.
He did well. Now, Samoan on Samoan, Bundy trucking it up.
Yes,
Tyg. Oh, easy peasy. 8:39 has come and gone.
What a horse of a man.
How are we supposed to do this? How are we supposed to keep this in line with that?
While there's tries happening,
inevitably.
Okay, so it's 9:07. not that. Blech. But more to the point, I'm going to scrub out this 7 and chalk up potentially 14. That was a great carry by Tyke, right through the soft tackle from Leua. Yeah.
And then he's wow.
Just going to wait and see the conversion. Oh, what a he is a horse of a man.
Do we have enough chalk? Nice. Let's see. Awesome.
In fact, not that we'll need it, but it's there.
On the 7.
You know, always be prepared, Boy Scouts.
20 seconds behind.
We are 20 seconds behind on that clock, by the way.
Frustrating.
We will hit the appropriate time at one point again and miss it.
Well, we're from Dublin.
Yeah.
Dublin based. Leinster fans all the way.
That's true too. Yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
That's all very good start. I'm on board with this.
Early 2-try leads in all 3 of our games so far. And in fact, I'm not sure. I can't quite remember what happened in Scotland. Probably that too. But even in Japan and Russia, early 2-try leads were not backed up. So hopefully the adjustment is to back it up. Who's saying Samoa have nothing left in the tank? You might be right.
That's been a recurring theme for all tier 2 sides. Is just
not Fiji.
Well, with the exception of Fiji, but I'm reticent to call them a tier 2 side when so many of their players are top elite guys. But yeah, the fact that they've emptied the tank, you saw it with Russia as well, like having nothing left against Scotland. We're still just a little bit behind. It's one of the lambs.
Oh yeah.
Lambs for slaughter in the sin bin.
Yep. So we're 11-12 into the game. Ignore our incorrect clock for now. And Samoan line out on the way to be thrown in by who is at number 8 for them? Jack Lamb.
It is Jack Lamb.
Brother Lamb.
And it's gone badly. And it's Ty Furlong.
Down the touchline. Ireland have it again.
Ty Furlong's having a great game.
Yeah, which he needed.
Yeah.
Healy trucking it up.
He'll be game for that fight as well. Yeah, what do we got?
Touch of offside to that, but Bundy's crashing through.
There's just no support runners though.
Yeah, no offload, no guys running offload lines. Robbie Henshaw, Jordan Larmer.
He does well.
Yeah.
Wins his little contact. Good option, bad execution.
Lovely from Ty, get the back door.
Rory, but it's still okay.
Jacob has it now. Gets it away. It's very goofy, very sloppy. Well spoiled by the Samoans. Say Tenny came in and did well there.
Yeah.
CJ
with a rare pass.
Well, after getting smashed as much as he has. Jesus, there's a tackle on Josh van der Fleer.
James Ryan with the go again. Typhoon. He's doing well. Typhoon.
Nice. Great. Slaps down. You could be carded, Leo.
You could be carded. He won't be, but he could be carded for that kind of crack. That was a good effort. I like that pass from Bundy.
Lovely flat pass off the left hand that was about to put us in acres of space until Leo's big hand intervened.
4 penalties to 0. That's the Irish picture. That's what we want.
Bad penalties.
Yeah.
From the Samoans.
Coach killing errors, as they say.
Well, this is a good statement from Ireland now if they can keep it going. Keep it
I missed the touch.
No.
Yay. Why is
Keep it nice and calm and civil and stop arguing with each other, Joe Lyons and Papoose, in those comments. You're both grand. Leave it so.
Are we arguing with each other?
Papoose and Joe Lyons are having a go. Joe Lyons just coming in saying that's a card, and I think I agree.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, just giving
90% possession for Ireland to status on the screen.
And 63% territory.
Johnny definitely kicked that up dead, did he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
No, that's shocking. Yep.
That's really sloppy. In fact, that's bad error from Johnny.
Chris Louis to make way for us to send them.
There can't be that much left in this.
That is sloppy. That was a chance, another chance. Don't let it be another early 2-try lead and then stuttering.
Stopping, yeah. We still haven't quite caught up. It's 14-12. 13-15.
Yeah, when he time's off next, hopefully we'll get
creep up and past it.
No, it's Paolo, the lock, who's gone off, actually.
Yeah.
That's a great scrum.
Oh!
Deliberate wheeling, he calls. Didn't see Healy's side, but it sure didn't look like it.
Why would they do that? That's always such a crazy call to me, especially like against 8 Samoans with a nudge on.
Yeah.
Why would they deliberately wheel? Say it, any chance to exit. Is he missing touch? He is. No, he's not, because Earls doesn't make the play.
Well, now we're under pressure. Pennywise just come in with a list of potential Samoan starters. Tim Lafayette, Sonny Bill Williams, Man Onu, Mills Muliaina, Manu Tuolagi, Rico Ioane, Richie Monga, Julian Savia, Artie Savia. Yeah, that would be a pretty good team.
That would be a decent little look.
As long as you're not bitter.
Yeah.
I know it sucks. It genuinely does.
It does.
Yes! Great steal, James Ryan.
That's what we need.
Line out steal. That was playmaking from Ryan.
That's 2 lineouts in a row that they've failed to execute.
That was a great steal. Up ahead of his man. Well timed.
Yeah.
That's a big play.
Samoan set piece gone awry.
Earls, he's after this one.
And he's
well done.
It.
Well done.
No one there to challenge.
Well done, Murray box kick, and he's going
again because there's.
He's going deep, and it's a great kick. It's a fine kick. It's a very good Conor Murray play.
They're going quickly,
but
there's no room.
Oh, you're gonna make it caught. Oh, beautiful. He does beautifully well.
He does well, but
yeah, that was
a good clean out.
Elusive play from Fido. Ryan, big TJ Ioane. First contact TJ Ioane has lost all day,
and it's to James Ryan.
Yeah.
Box kick exit coming up. That was excellent play from Murray.
Yeah,
and a good take from Earls. Yeah, they are. Their back three doesn't really function under the high ball very well, does it?
That wasn't touched, was it?
No,
it's just a scrappy do exit.
A bit of a loopy box kick.
And Ireland have an offensive ball. Is that time off? Maybe. Yes, 16:44. Get ready.
We're back in business.
Clockwise. They've taken the clock off the screen. It's tense. Listen out for that whistle. Pause it when it gets to 44.
16:44.
44. We want to pause at 44. So, okay. And then we're playing after he blows his whistle. 1 second after he blows his whistle. Oh, this is weird. Got it. Oh, got it. Good instinct. We're about right now, and Bundy trucks it up. It was a great take by Keith Earls there, Joe.
Yeah. And there he is getting scragged in the tight, but okay. CJ, does he win a contact? Yes, he wins a contact. Ty Furlong at scrummy with the tackerful left-hand pass off the deck.
Really getting smashed by TJ Ioane, who's playing so well.
TJ Ioane's been great.
Oh, dreadful drop.
Who's that?
Henshaw, I think.
It is Henshaw.
Yeah.
Cold. Caught cold.
Yeah. Well, Bruce and Samoa used to be such a good side, sad seeing how much their level has dropped. I mean, yeah, they were a much better side back in the day, but they still have some awesome players if they could ever just get it right. They're not a side to be slept on.
No. It's a bit of a basket case of behind the scenes as well.
Also, their young 10 say 10 is a guy I have a lot of confidence.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, so hopefully he can kick on and become a world-class player. That's shocking. 4 tackles made, 1 missed for Ireland, but 32 tackles made, 8 missed for the Samoans.
Yeah, that's not great.
All kinds of possession for Ireland. I like the amount of dominant tackles from TJ Wani is something else.
Yeah.
Smashing our boys.
What about the Stars and Stripes scrum cap from...
That's the Samoan
Is
flag.
it Samoan
there's
flag?
a Samoan flag in there.
Okay.
The red and blue.
Yeah.
Stars here. I tell you, they look decent shape to their scrum this time around. And Typhoon goes down.
And there's
Lions
just a
not calling. It's
non-call.
wrong on quad on the touchline.
It must be. It is. No, it's not actually. It's Angus.
Oh, Angus is on the other one.
Who's
There
not
you go.
either.
Not a scrum man either. Oh, you can actually see how bad the track is just there.
Yeah. That looked like a slip, actually. Yeah, it's all chewed up right where the ball is now.
Yeah. Say Uteni now with an exit kick, trying to find grass down the middle. Doesn't. Well covered. The Larmer just shipping it down to the back three. Say Uteni
covers it very well. Very well.
Didn't quite get his kick off there. It was covered in the end by Jordan, but sure, look it.
First quarter almost in the books. Yeah, looks like 14-0. Very happy with that. That's a tidy start. Annoyed by that Robbie Henshaw drop ball.
Yeah, and the Sexton kick dead. It is a similar pattern of getting those two early tries and then tapering off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is actually not a great exit from Sayatani. It's not a great kick at all. You can get that one right. One damn bit.
Jeez, you can see they're zooming in on the pitch now.
Oh, the turf. We're narrative making.
We are. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. We can blame this if it all goes wrong.
Yeah. Now, Ireland attacking lineout. Ryan takes. Here we go. Bundyaki to truck it up first phase. Very similar shape to everything Ireland do, really.
Yeah.
Off line.
Deceptive line.
Oh, good offload. Now we can put a bit of pace on the ball.
Oh, look at that. He had to sidestep in that turf that was chewed up. He nearly tripped over it.
Larmer in his face. He's gone. He's gone. That's a try.
That's a beautiful try.
Oh, Johnny Sexton getting some meat. And Leua couldn't even hit him late like he definitely wanted to. That's a good try. Jordan Larmer breaking through. Sexton getting the top down. Lovely.
Well, it's time to scrub out the 14.
Yes. Excellent. Larmer cutting them to ribbons, really lovely play.
Larmer in the wide channels is just awesome to watch.
And he got the pass away, which is often a criticism.
CJ got the offload away.
I'm going
to give credit where it's due.
Papoose is again predicting a massive beating. Well, it's looking good so far. There's no need to sound so glum about it. Yes, this is definitely good. Keep it up with that point.
To be fair, how glum were you watching the US fail to get anything off against England?
Very.
Yeah, so
very
decided.
Okay, this has been a nice start.
Yeah.
Good to see Sexton get a try.
Definitely good for Johnny.
Sexton in World Cups is a good thing, usually. When he stays
this is all very true. That was a good point you made, is that Johnny Sexton has been involved in some horrendous failures, but never as a starter.
No.
He's always been on the bench or in the stands.
Well, he didn't play in the loss to Argentina in 2020
because he was
injured.
injured.
He played in the Japanese loss this year.
And he was on the bench
for
the Wales game in 2011. Yeah. So he's watched Ireland capitulate from the sidelines a few times, but when he's on the pitch, it tends to be good.
He also bagged a nice try against Canada at the last tournament.
He did.
And now has a nice one here against
Samoa.
Jennifer Whelan comes in with Go On Larmer. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
It wasn't all.
Absolutely gorgeous. Can we keep the 100% record going for Johnny?
Yep.
Yes, we can. 21.
Well, it's looking nice and drama-free so far.
Just the way I likes it. No drama.
Show and go. Lovely stuff. Outside of Jack Lamb, Samoan captain. Inside of Ed Fida. And away he went. Flicked it inside to Johnny for a lovely try.
Now, there we go.
Murray with a little show and go. Sexton taking the rock.
Oh, lovely
Leo
basketball
did hit
pass.
Johnny like he wanted to, but Sexton got it away. And Larmer is away, dancing.
Larmer is dancing.
Outside TJ.
Oh, that is some excellent footwork.
Leo was just desperate to hit Johnny there.
He really was.
He was only gunning for it. Sexton's okay, though.
Shipping along. Best looking. Very vibrant.
Yeah. Here's Johnny again.
Oh,
no luck was a bit silly.
But it makes its way out towards Stockdale.
Shocking ball.
Pass, Murray.
And now they were away. Oh, Samoan breakaway if they can get quick ball here.
Oh, they knocked it on.
No, that was off the knee. That's illegal from Robbie Henshaw was, and it's penalty to the Samoans.
That's the pair of loose passes from Johnny, and then Murray's was worse.
Yeah, that's a bit of scrappy do play from Ireland there.
Sloppy. Kick 3. Go on.
No, they're not kicking 3.
They're
They're going for the try. They're dead right.
Of course, yeah.
They're looking a little tired though, the Samoans. Mulapola's not looking in great shape there from loose head on the sideline. No, not on the sideline, just the side of the screen there.
Yeah. Such a loose ball.
Very, very poor loose pass.
Well done, Larmer. Basically piggybacking him.
Yeah.
I can see why he went for it. He thought the ball was out because it was kicked, but no, you're not going to get away with that more often than not.
Jennifer Whelan thinks Robbie Henshaw's play might have been legal. Even if it was out, you're not actually allowed to dive on the ball like that when it comes out of a breakdown.
Yeah.
That's one of the quirky rules. You're allowed to pick it up, but you're not allowed to dive on it.
Yeah.
Just as it comes out the base of a ruck. Good pick and jam play from the Samoans.
Yeah, they do have this game in them, and we need to be game to stop
Great
it.
tackle there, but no, he slipped off, and now they're over, and it's a try, surely. Yeah, Jack Lamb. Absolutely peeled through the tackle, I think it's CJ and Josh.
This Samoan Donuts going away.
Yeah.
Unless the TMO might want to interject with some random high shot from a few phases ago, but I doubt it.
That is try time all day.
Yeah.
Very easy.
All too easy. And where do you put the blame with that?
Well, Robbie, I think
Murray's
loose pass gave them the opportunity, and then it was well taken. It was just some aggressive carrying, and Jack Lamb got it in the end. Was Lamb as Latcher? You have a comment coming in saying, as in was selling
the Lambs.
Say La Lambs. We'll see the Latcher because the Lambs is in.
Yeah.
That was good. It was definitely good. Abrasive play. They definitely look up for the fight once the contacts come. They're not one bit shocked by it.
Say Teddy not taking the place kicks.
Interesting. He can place kick.
We've seen him do it.
Yeah. We want to get it. Typhoon.
I'm holding off on giving the 7. It should be 7, but we've seen some shockers in the World Cup so far. And there's a shocker.
Oh,
I don't know why that is horrendous.
And
Tenny's watching that happen. What are they doing? Oops. One shot piece down.
That was trucked up originally by Seilala Lamb, and then Jack Lamb, with the help of Mullapola, peeled through. I think CJ and Josh van der Fleer.
Do you know that is really bad to miss that kick. It just, like, from Samoa's point of view, like, you're still 3 scores behind now, and that's bad. But there you go. 5. They won't be nilled anyway.
No, it's a good try.
Yeah.
Back in it a little bit.
Definitely back in it a little. Oh, good contact. Rory Best and James Ryan.
Yeah,
very big hit.
Around. We're thinking just exit to touch here for Samoa.
Yes, yeah. Or that's out, isn't it?
He's just about kept in. Some Irish pleading hands, but that's breakdown.
I'm glad that we're asking before just pouncing on it, though.
That's a bad kick. He could have kicked that
very
out
bad
before.
kick.
You know, he had
Larmer fancies the short side, but there's not
watch
actually
out for the giant Samoans.
Mind you, he's been
winning
still
the
beats man.
Yeah.
That was the tight head prop. He's just his footwork is phenomenal. It's a bit more agricultural, that carry.
And we're going wide straight away. CJ is having a rough time, isn't he?
Bounced around.
Bullied a little bit. Ian Henderson trying to spinny
A
play.
bit of footwork is definitely the way to do it. Like you need to be able to shift the point of contact. And that's it from Earl. It's like that.
Now, mind you, lovely.
Oh,
shocking ball from Henshaw. He's had a rough game so far, and the Samoans have it. And Saitani takes a bad one.
That could be a card.
That could be a yellow card, I think. I know he's falling, but it's the same argument. Mitigation, but the shoulder went to the head, and it was a little reckless from Bundy, who flung his own Samoan frame right into the head of their number one playmaker.
That could be a card. That could be
You would think yellow because of the dipping. I just think for consistency, that's what they'll call. But there's definitely a case for a red just because of how recklessly Bundy engaged with that contact.
But it all, again, stems from Robbie Henshaw's loose play, putting us under undue pressure.
Woo! Yeah. I'm absolutely good for this kid now. He's so good. Bundy
kind of knows.
Yeah.
He has the look of guilt in his eyes.
Contemplating a ban that takes him out of the quarterfinal now.
An out of form Henshaw and an out of the tournament Bundy Aki. Suddenly it's Farrell Ringrose or
Ringrose, yeah.
Ooh. See, this would be one of the things that
we're gonna have
wrong from this game.
Yeah, we're gonna just have to see.
Oh, god damn it! Mind you, it's actually not. Oh no, it is. We're a minute ahead.
Oh, that's shocking. We keep doing that. It's reckless. It's so damn reckless that, and actually, the dipping factor, he's already down when Bundy. He's already dipped when Bundy engages with that contact. There's a better case for a red. That's a real case for a red. In terms of mitigation, I don't see it. I know he dips a little, but Bundy just flings himself in there. He has time to make a decision and makes a very bad decision. That is a red card for me. That's a red card. This is going to be a mistake if this doesn't end up being a red card.
Boom. On the face. Shoulder to the face. With force.
And he has time to not do that.
Yeah.
He genuinely does. I mean, Saitani is in that same height for long enough that Bundy can adjust.
Yeah. Might be red. Is dead right. We're in full agreement.
Yeah. Yep. He's dead right. This is correct refereeing from Nick Berry, and Bundy is gone from this game.
And possibly.
It's the second one of our imports to get red carded against their host, their native nation.
That's an interesting state.
CJ Standard did the same thing against South Africa.
Did.
Well, geez, we're thankful for the 21-5 lead when this happens. Yeah. This has the potential to get very sticky.
Yes, it does.
I think everybody in the chat seems to be in relative agreement.
I see Monica B saying, is it red? My stream is behind. Are we behind?
Stream is behind. I mean, yeah, we probably are.
Well, this clock, by the way, is stopped at an incorrect time.
It's 28:20.
28:20 on the thing.
Yeah, but and we're probably a little bit behind. Just the nature of it is that there's a little bit of a delay. If you have the means, you can pause your TV to keep up, but otherwise you'll just sort of be aware of where we're at, I guess.
Yeah.
There's not anything we can do about that, unfortunately. No. Our TV is playing.
And there's nothing to be done about that. That is a red card.
That is a red card.
And PC's in for Saitani.
Well, there you go. That's the other half of this. And you can be talking about Bundy Aki. That is their key playmaker. He's the guy I had flagged pre-match Saitani as the most exciting player in this Samoan team. And it's a reckless, stupid tackle has taken him out of the game. That's the other side of it. Like, this is their young prospect. And you can't do it. I mean, people were talking about the Samoans taking out Johnny.
And now look how it's panned out. Bundy, that was bad. But Robbie, that was dreadful as well. I can't scrub that under the rug either. That never should have happened because it was a Robbie Henshaw pass.
It is a red. Monica, by the way, Monica saying her stream is behind actually, but yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, and it is a red, unequivocally.
Yep.
Now we're coming up to,
what are we on? 29-24. Yeah, keep an eye on it. Even if the Samoans are looking like scoring a try, it's very dangerous now. It becomes a very dangerous game for Ireland.
If Samoa score a try, that's good.
Ian Henderson has his hands on that pill. This could be Scrum Ireland if he plays his cards right. Ian Henderson, big Ulster hands are in on that ball, but they ripped it back.
They ripped it back
really well, the Samoans, and now they have a great tackle.
Josh Van Der
TJ Ioane.
We are now back on time. By the way.
Oh,
lovely
line.
line. Lovely line. And well done, Jacob. That was vital, and it was very bad. Yeah. He's not on a stellar game, has Lamb.
No.
Hooker Lamb. Scrum capped Lamb.
He's already been carded. Great exit from Murray, but they're going to go quickly. They're going to keep adding tempo to this game now, which is exactly right. Great tackle, CJ Stander.
Typhoon gets blitzed out of there.
TJ Ioane
gets tackled by Tig. That's a clash of giants, isn't it?
Yeah. Robbie Henshaw, good shoot.
Good tackle. He still does that better than any Irish centre. Shut down that passing lane.
Tim Nanai-Williams now drifting on the outside.
Taking on Cian Healy.
But it doesn't work. Get it, Cian. Oh, no. Chris Fooey got it, but it's not gone.
It hasn't really happened for Nanai-Williams. And I suppose they were missing him all season during the PNC. They didn't really get to run any shape with him there. So it's a bit of a shame for them.
Yeah.
That being said, I'll take it every time offing here.
Yeah, 30-48.
No, it's still going.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just keep an eye on it.
I'm just wondering.
Looks like we are, maybe pause it just in case. Yeah.
There we go. 58 we have. It might be a little later.
The clock is off screen just deliberately to annoy us.
Yeah.
So we're guessing a little bit on the time off. What are we checking, by the way?
I think it might just be
31:01. There you go. You can just play for 3 seconds. Hey!
All right.
Feeling good about life now.
We are just going to reset this at halftime because we don't want to go over there. So we'll do another 41 for the second half.
Instead of 70 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. The whole thing just gets very confusing.
Look awful.
Yeah.
You gotta love the Japanese fans. You really do.
Bringing such colour to proceedings.
Go on, these guys, yeah.
Irish commentators are giving out about the consistency of the officiating and yada 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 for that very clear and obvious red card.
Irish commentators wrecked me head. Although credit to Air Sport, I'm grateful to be listening to Peter Stringer's dulcet tones as opposed to Liam Toland's. I can't stand Liam Toland.
Well, yeah, you and the rest of the nation.
Yeah. And then they'll say, just switch to RTE. But then I'm like, no, because Donald Lennon's there.
Hazardous path to track to navigate. Here we go, scrum time. Very, very solid scrum. Ireland actually looking to get an edge going there if they want to keep it up. Well, they don't.
No, they don't.
Taking it off.
Scrum for parity.
Ireland are so not aggressive with their scrum these days. It's crazy. They just scrum for parity. Is exactly right.
Typhoon had a great line. And Furlong is flinging himself about.
He's playing well, Furlong, yeah, for sure. It's good to see Tyke Furlong getting into physical battle because he was nervous. He was getting blown away by the physicality a little bit.
Whoa, Earls! Whoa, what a shocker.
Wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, it was a very loose pass.
I thought it was Earls. It was Keith Earls.
There you go.
Oh, the passing game is so frustrating.
And the tapering off is real, and we have a red card.
What on earth?
Oh, it's a very poor pass. He shouldn't be going in as a distributor.
What is he then? People
feel for Bundy. I mean, I feel for Bundy too. There's no question that he's good at David, but at the end of the day, the other half of it is that their key playmaker, Say Tenney, has gone out of the game with a bad head knock because of Bundy's reckless play, and that's why it's a red. Because the other half of that is that it's just a real cheap shot on someone who was their most exciting player for me. So
yeah. No, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing at all. What I am saying is that Robbie should have not been
31:01. You mad thing. We never replayed it. Oh, we suck.
We do suck.
We really do suck with this clock thing.
So we're 2 minutes behind again. Yay!
Oh god damn. And we're not catching up before halftime.
No way we're catching up before halftime. Sorry guys.
Sorry guys, he's right. So
we're at 33,
40 now.
Samoa in the middle of the field, trying to set something up, a little pullback pass. 2CPC playing centre as he kind of is. Henderson,
great tackle, Henderson,
and getting awkward in there. I love a bit of that. Yeah. And then a pass to Deck.
And that's poor. Murray's chasing Tim Williams, but Leilua has
get
him
him,
space.
CJ.
They are dangerous when
they are in broken field against our 14 men. That's dangerous. Josh is tackling ferociously and very technically.
This attack has been fairly poor from Samoa.
It has. It's been going full reverse.
Loose for looseness' sake.
We started, it was the middle of the field. They're now way back beyond their own 10-metre line.
Yeah.
And setting up a box kick. Yeah. So it's... Oh, no, they're not. They're going wide because they kind of have to take off the wind and they have to throw their Tim Williams.
This is exactly what Samoa should be doing, making it as dangerous as possible, not playing into Ireland's hands, not allowing Ireland to suck the tempo out of it. But then there's a 2CPC kick right down the throat.
No, there's not.
Of Jordan Larmour, who has been looking sprightly and good, but
he gets wrapped there. That time they watched him.
He's dead deck. Now he's got the ball back.
He does okay. Allows our support to get back. And CJ wins a contact.
CJ Ioane is looking to get in there, but
he's not on the ball.
But he's spilled it enough. He's given the penalty.
Yeah, that looked a bit scrappy.
35:04 now, minutes wise. Sorry about the clock.
We are horrendous at it, but yes, I suppose it's better than nothing. But
35 minutes, 15 seconds just now, and Ireland have a penalty on midfield.
Yeah,
and they're kicking it down the field, presumably into the corner from Johnny.
It'd be nice to have just an add a minute feature, but sure, look, whatever.
Be even nicer just to not consistently make the mistake with the clock that we're making.
Just watching the game.
I know it's tough. It's so damn tough.
Go on, time off.
Yeah, let's have a time off.
Yeah, time off.
We're having no
such time off at all.
We're having attack for Ireland.
That's an interesting stat. 4 clustered penalties conceded in the middle of the field for Samoa and 1 in the Ireland half.
Yeah, there you go. So not too many in their own red zone.
Yeah.
They're not close to another yellow card.
Wow, that sloppy transition. That could have been a knock-on.
But Josh has come through. That could be, if Ireland score here, that could be Timoed back.
Yeah.
Great carry, CJ. Now, here we go. It's all off 9. Here we go. This is
in the 22, under the sticks. 36.5 minutes gone.
Some of it just off the base. Murray to Healy. Healy with a big carry over the 5. Good pass now, Sexton. Larmour. Jansen.
Lamb was trying to poach the ball, but he's off his feet now. James Ryan trying to get that goal again. And Ty,
good carry from Ty.
Oh, get your hands out of that. Samoan hands out of it. Healy trying to sneaky play.
Maybe they ought to move this a little bit. CJ's not going to get in the way his day's been going.
No, he's been manhandled.
And in fact, he may have lost that ball.
He's definitely slowed it up.
Yeah, that was a sloppy carry from CJ. He's lost that ball. This is going to be
It's plays like that. Annoy the hell out of me.
She's Ireland like nobody else. Just they can make a chance, and then their capacity to miss a try when it's there is something else. They're just narrow and trucking it up into contact, and probably a good play there from Mullapola who's getting the zoom in. But CJ kind of butchered that.
Yeah.
Time is approaching 38 minutes. Clock is still wrong. So 37, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 38 minutes. 2 minutes to go.
So 2 minutes to go till half time.
With a scrum, 5 out, looking to get the bonus point before half time with 14 men.
Which as much as we tend to miss tries when we're the superior team, we do have a recognition of these moments, championship moments, as they call it.
Yeah.
And
it would be huge. It'd be huge. Getting in the tunnel with the bonus point and allowing Joe to plan accordingly for the 14-man second half would be massive.
Definitely.
It would certainly make him feel a little nicer about giving Joey Carberry a proper run out.
Sure.
Sexton's performance has been great again.
Definitely.
He's sharp. He's purring. Like,
definitely true.
Yeah.
Murray a little less so.
Murray a little less so, fair enough. Yeah, I thought he's doing okay.
He's doing okay, but it's the standards we're judging him by, I suppose. He wants to be an elite operator.
It's a big scrum.
It's a solid scrum. Are we
going to?
No, we're not.
Not getting it.
And in fact,
Samoa coming through on the right-hand side.
Sexton! Yeah! Oh, and as if on cue, Johnny Sexton takes it to the line and goes through. Stockdale as a decoy is very effective on that short side because he can't ignore him.
I have to say, Samoa, that's really
so soft.
Yeah.
Feel for Bundy, says David Jones.
Yeah, we have that. Just why would you only have one man on that? You're having the 9.
It's covers. The 9 covering Johnny. That's a try all day.
You got to recognise where Johnny's going, and Chris Fouy doesn't get across quickly enough either. So they're probably scrumming, like they felt an edge in that scrum, so he's locked down, packing down.
Yeah.
And they were just about getting it going and then flick to Johnny and try. Well done by Johnny, but like I say, Johnny purring nicely. Yeah.
Bonus point. Yeah, baby.
Nice from Caboose. Blindside snipe. It wasn't all.
Yeah.
Joe Lyons enjoying it as well.
Bit of heads up rugby.
Sex god, as he put it.
Sex god. Sex bomb. What's the many school?
Are we adjusting our scoreline now, Shane?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
And you know what? We can just reset this clock because it's
back to 0. It's going to be half time. So
we'll do a much better job in the second half. I say.
I predict. So I'm just going to scrub out the 1, or maybe What should I go?
Awesome.
I'm going to scrub out the first half as well.
Half time. I'm waiting for this conversion. I'm going to run to the bathroom then, so keep the people entertained.
I actually need to go as well, but yeah, that is fine. Oh,
just missed it. 26. There's the chap there. Back in the gym.
Right, well, that is half time. 26, not 28, sadly. 100% record for Johnny gone. However, he won't really mind that because that was a stellar try. Now, 26-5, half time. Happy enough. Joe Lyons, great seeing all the Leinster lads carrying them. Others, come on, the Blues. Yeah, I'd agree, 100%. Just have a look back. Bonus point, yeah. So that is half time. I suppose we can probably lower that down. And overall, I suppose I'm happy enough. Bonus point vital. I would have been a bit more upset with the Bundy red card had that try not been scored just then. But 26-5 should be an insurmountable lead for Samoa. Should be an unblowable one for Ireland. And a chance to do like New Zealand do and practice your 14-man defence, I suppose, as well. Yeah. I'm just going to say a broad thank you to everyone who's joined in for our first, our inaugural live stream. We were planning to do one sooner than this in the tournament, but just scheduling is what it is, and we haven't managed to get the chance. Also, we were going to do one earlier today for France, Argentina, or France, England, had it been going ahead, because we kind of wanted to do one for a game that we were neutral in, but yeah, Papoose coming in with the red card notwithstanding, couldn't have gone any better. Pretty much, yeah. I'd agree. Possibly, little grievances on some of the sloppy execution of our passing game. That Earls pass, the Murray pass, a couple of Henshaw ones, all pretty disappointing. But otherwise, yeah, couldn't have gone much better. That's what Papoose saying. Red card notwithstanding, couldn't have gone any better. No, it was pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty great. I'm saying all my only little grievances, probably a few sloppy passes here and there. 2 from Robbie Henshaw.
Some selection headaches. Keith Earls' form is questionable. Yeah. One high take, but he's pretty loose. You can't really use him as a distributor. He's not a killer instinct finisher on that wing. He's not. So you've got to ask yourself, with Larmer's form looking so good and Rob Kearney could come back in.
And Conway looking great as well.
What's the best option there? And then the other headache is the centres, because I think it was it Farrell and Ringrose who started together in the Japan game.
Yeah.
And, that didn't go well. But then Henshaw and Aki today, Henshaw's been sloppy, good defensively, but sloppy ball in hand. And Aki, obviously, with the kamikaze play, that is going to rule him out.
Yeah.
So
that's a bit of a headache, all right. It's just how we use the ball. Same as the old Ireland question mark is how are we using the ball. The other thing I'm liking Ty Burns' performance.
Might lower this down actually.
Exactly. But who's saying just gotta hope for no injuries now, whereas I will be hoping for the opposite.
Cheeky. No hoping for injuries in this.
And I hope Billy Vunipola pulls up in the warm-up. Yeah.
There's no hoping for injuries here.
No, we don't. You're not as vindictive as all that. No. I kind of in fact, I tend not to think that way. I get bummed out even if we're set to play New Zealand or something, and then Kieran Reid pulls out and is out of the World Cup. I'm not happy. That's not a good thing.
It's definitely not a good thing. Sexton getting 2 tries that I'm just watching back right now. That's beautiful. Good for Sexton getting on board. Sexton. He's very good, this Johnny Sexton boy.
Especially at World Cups. Pretty sweet. Yeah. That was were you watching, was it the breakdown, the New Zealand coverage of the Japan, the Shizuoka shit show, as was branded. But just like flabbergasted. It's like, Ireland have nothing really. And who was it coming in with? Yeah, but when Johnny Sexton comes back, it's a different story. They can actually use the ball.
Well, that's the thing is that when they were at their best in 2018, especially on that tour of Australia, everything was going off Sexton.
The second test in Australia, the offensive that we were doing, even in the 22, it was all a deception off 10, not off 9.
Yes.
Whereas this year we have reverted to playing a lot off Murray, and Murray's not been that sharp.
Yeah. So but when Sexton has played in this World Cup, it's looked a lot crisper in terms of offense. The one thing that I will say is that the bullying nature of the pack is definitely less than what it was in 2018, because the Samoans here are really standing up to those short carries. They were ready for them.
Yeah.
So absolutely, deception is the key.
Deception is the key. This is it. You can't just bluntly hammer away at the line or at these big men and hope to pay dividends. You're going to exhaust yourself. This is the other thing, is that the winning World Cup campaigns don't tend to be built around that attritional style. As often, even when they're big forward-oriented teams, it's a deceptive, more methodical kind of approach. You're not just smashing into traffic and backing yourselves to be the biggest and strongest there is to smash yourself over. No, you need to be subtle.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm going to take advantage of this window to go to the loo as well and get my second cup of coffee.
Fair enough. Actually, you might, if you're doing that, you may bring in a cup of tea for me.
A cup of tea.
Yep.
Cool.
Keep the people entertained.
Yeah, we'll see about the cans as well. We may upgrade yet, but caffeine first.
Actually, screw it. Give me one of those.
Beers,
Polish beers that you were talking about.
Can.
Oh, sorry, can.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, things are getting interesting in the second half. I was just looking through the Samoan team. They're in a decent showing in terms of physicality. I liked TJ Ioane's performance. A few decent plays, especially from TJ and Jack Lamb, but ultimately pretty sloppy defensively. Had a good option to get into the game with their kicking game and never did, and pretty soft defensively for just about all the tries. Thank you very much. And we're just going to get cracking on an early celebration. For the definite worldy of a 70-point win that's on the way in this second half. If you have any questions, folks, by all means, pop them down into the chat. I'll do my best to answer. We have a nicer window now that it's half time. And I'm just watching back the delightful first Johnny Sexton try. And a real shout out to Jordan Larmour's performance from fullback. He's managed to link up really nicely and is playing a pretty crisp, awesome game. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Jordan Larmour, and he may have done enough to pop himself into that right wing spot over Keith Earls. A bit more danger. Bod doesn't like the yellow on Samoa. I think it's a clear yellow. I mean, this is the thing, is that whether you like it or not, it's the law. So I mean, if you have shoulder to the head of your opponent, that initially is a red card. It gets mitigated from the dip. The thing is, you can't just say, like, I bent my back and sort of flung my body at him and then he bent into it. I mean, the onus is on the tackler to not be reckless in the contact, and he was, and he caught him in the head. And there is mitigation because the guy's dipping, but that mitigate the framework illustrates that mitigates it from a red card to a yellow card. So no, I think it's a clear yellow. I think by the laws of the game, whether you like it or not, by the laws of the game, it's a clear yellow. The other thing is what you think of the actual laws. That's another argument. But by the framework that World Rugby have set up, I think the Lamb yellow card is a clear yellow card, and the Aki red card is a clear red card. So I mean, I don't have any complaints about that. I don't think the ref has been a talking point at all. I think he's done quite a good job, Nick Berry, of piecing it together. Yeah, but definitely a promising half of rugby from Ireland, but it remains to be seen how they go with 14 men with the big Samoans coming at them in the second half. I'm just looking through their bench at the moment, and I would love to see Joey Carberry just to see how he looks, because I think we're confident enough about Sexton's form and his physical, how tuned into the game he is. So the question is, how tuned into the game is Joey Carberry, because his form has been ropey. So I would definitely be inclined to stick Joey on, maybe even right now. And likewise, I think Andrew Conway, as Larmour has been staking a claim for himself, deserves a chance to do the same in the second half. So it's just piecing together things. Nick Berry's second best ref in the game. Who's the best? Papoose. I do like Nick Berry. I like Nige. I like Angus Gardner, actually, even though he gets a load of stick. Go Samoa. I mean, yeah, they got the extra man. They have had some really classy performances, actually, especially TJ Ioane at 7 and Jack Lamb at 8. I like how he manages games, Nick Berry. He definitely has managed this one well. I'm not as familiar with him as all that, but he definitely does. He manages them, and he's sympathetic and clear in his instruction. That's an area where I actually think Wayne Barnes has been the best so far in the tournament. Is really clear instruction. Everybody understands where he's coming from. Everyone's on the same page, and he's taking control of the reckless TMOing. I do love Nige as well, but actually I think the best right now is probably Wayne Barnes, now that I think of it. And I think he's the guy who's going to be given the final, provided England aren't in it. So yeah, in the second half, don't really know if I'm expecting anything dramatic, but Samoa will probably get some more plays off, extra man, grow into the game. Maybe not, though. I mean, I actually think, say, a Tenny loss is as big a loss as having the man down. I think he's a really good runner of the game, and I think Tusi is pretty past it. But they do have some classy players, as we often and always say about them. But not a great amount of shape to them. No real kicking game. Struggling at set piece, defensively floundering and not looking that well structured. But in the contact, once the contact happens, they're pretty great. And they have guys who can make plays. So if the game loosens up, you're surprised we like Wayne. Wayne is good. Wayne is class. He's clear and instructive and knows the laws of the game. He's also a guy who appreciates a good scrum, which of all the good refs, including Nigel Owens and Angus Gardner, and probably even Nick Berry, just as an Aussie, there are so many refs who just don't appreciate a good scrum. So it'd be a scrum walking forward, and the refs are looking at it going, use it, I can see it. And it's like, well, we're actually marching forward. It is using it. Or a scrum breaks up and the refs don't even look for a reason why. They're just like, we'll reset. Whereas Wayne Barnes rewards a dominant scrum when there is a dominant scrum, and there's definite value in that. So, there's a lot to like about Wayne Barnes as a ref. His communication is top drawer, and his communication with the other officials is what sets him apart. There was like all of this Ben Skeen interjecting, and Wayne Barnes takes a look at it and goes, all right, what I'm seeing is yellow card offence. Anyone disagree? No? Good. Play on. And you definitely need a bit of that instruction, because the clarity of what's been going on in terms of the TMO communication so far in the tournament has been one of the biggest issues, because people, especially lay people who don't really know the rules of the framework, aren't getting a clear idea of what it's about from the officials at the moment. So that's a definite frustration. Yep, not too long to go now to the second half, I don't think. Not too much more to say about it either. I've just enjoyed the Ireland performance, and I'm just hoping for no injuries and a bit more play from Henshaw and a bit of nice play from Carberry, and I would be a happy man going into a quarter-final. But I'm definitely satisfied we can get some plays off. You got yourself some coffee?
Got myself some coffee.
We were just discussing best ref in the world.
Robust contingency can.
Oh, he came up with that one, did he?
I was thinking of that for the last tournament.
Best ref in the world has been the chat. in your absence.
Oh, Nick Berry.
No, who is the best?
Oh.
Although Nick Berry got a shout out, which is how it started from Papoose.
See, I like Angus, but the scrums are a caveat. Do you know Wayne Barnes at the moment?
Exactly what I said. We're like clones, little Irish clones.
Yeah. I really like Nige. Nige is the blueprint for how the game should be left, but I think his fitness is actually he's just a bit older now. Like he was the best, unequivocally the best years ago. He's probably not fit enough to match like top level test and match intensity, and his decision making gets a bit sloppy there. Also, you have a bone to pick with him at scrum time, where he really does just.
I had said as much. Yeah. There's a load of us, Angus included, who just ignore dominant scrums. Yeah. Wayne Barnes rewards dominant scrums.
He does.
And actually, do you know a quiet shout out to someone I didn't give a shout out to is another Englishman you'd be delighted to hear, Papoose, Luke Pearce.
Luke Pearce is having a very good World Cup, and he's boosting his stocks a lot because he's a good blend. He does like Angus lets the game flow kind of thing. Very good communicator, which is key. All the French refs suffer for the communication rounds. It's painful. Like it's not even a language barrier thing. They don't talk until it's like
it probably is a language barrier thing to an extent.
To an extent, yeah. But they just watch someone foul and wait long enough to blow their whistle without ever saying things like release, hands off, stuff like that, which just interrupts the flow of a game. There used to be Alan Rowland, but Ireland's representation in this is dreadful.
Are we ready to go?
We are just about.
So about a second after the whistle.
Yeah. No, I need to update that to second half, but first things first. Just about ready to go here with half number 2, 14-man Ireland versus man Samoa.
Yep. Jesus, the tension is killing me. Can we go? All of this waiting, just cutting from player face to player face to player face. Johnny's bouncing the ball.
Air Sport just not selling as much advertising, so we don't go to ads before kickoff.
He's bouncing the ball. Awesome. We're away. Ireland 26-5, bonus point in the bag. But we have 14 men, and Chris Vui is running into Tyg Furlong, which is a very dead end.
Yes.
Good counter-upping from Tyg then as well. And there's the robust TJ Ioane again, who has been so impressive.
Go all day.
Yeah.
We're now into the second half.
That play on. Cian Healy with a big play on the scrummy. Very best over the top, but he couldn't get the ball.
No, but it's very, it's good harrying.
Yeah, Tusapisi now playing scrum half and Tim Nanai-Williams with the exit kick, which is a fine kick. Look at that.
Really
wow, what a kick from Tim Nanai-Williams. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ulster and Ireland play under the same flag. No, I think the technical IRFU flag. Hi, by the way, sorry, Durdstrom.
Yeah.
They play on Daragh sounds anyway, but Ulster and Ireland do not play on the same flag. But Ireland's technical flag is like a green banner with all 4 of the provincial things.
Yeah.
But what they actually tend to do is bring the tricolour and the Northern Irish flag.
Yeah.
Which just makes it even more confusing. But no, we partly play under that. But there's all kind of political things that we're not going to go into now, which go behind the sort of mad setup of the Irish rugby team.
Earls is away!
Oh, nearly.
He always
got it away.
Looks like he's going to be the first man. But then he doesn't.
He nearly did.
He nearly did.
That was good play.
That was good play. And then this is good James Ryaning. Yeah, we haven't stopped yet.
Yep, just making sure. Good tip on from CJ to Tyg. Gee, the capacity of the Samoans just to stop them.
Ripping on the ground. No, it wasn't. There's no clear release act. Lamb has been fast and loose with the laws. He's getting frustrated with himself.
Yeah, that's Selalala Lamb.
Yeah.
The hooker as opposed to Jack Lamb, who has been pretty great.
Jack Lamb has been very good.
Well, there you go. That's a big call. Maybe I was wrong, but I didn't think he got it in the air on first viewing anyway. Maybe I was misseeing things. Here we go. Ireland's
down towards the corner, and we're
attack.
going at offensive set to start the second half.
Thanks for the explanation. That's a very kind thank you, given that we explained it so sort of lacklusterly and poorly, and then decided not to go into any detail.
Yeah, you could talk for ages on it. Actually, there's a great documentary. It was shoulder to shoulder that Brian O'Driscoll and Craig Doyle produced.
Jen has come in actually with she can, if you feel inclined, Jen, you could do even better explanations. But yeah, there are a good few sports that do all around. I believe hockey does.
Yeah. Yeah. Hockey does, in fact.
Well, the thing about people from Northern Ireland as well is that they get to choose what their nationality is anyway.
Yeah.
So they can be Irish or British, depending on what they want. And that is a really good spoiling. Was it? Oh, they got a penalty. Ireland got a penalty.
Kind of in at the side, the angle of entry.
That's a shame.
That is a shame. I thought that was actually good harrying. Well, it's not a shame. It's good.
I'd say it's a shame for the Samoans because there's Paolo there who actually got a...
Pennywise is saying goodbye. Doesn't want to witness the slaughter.
Fair enough.
Listen, I thought slaughter was in keeping with Pennywise. No, I thought you'd be all game for that, but no.
Well, listen, thanks for coming on.
Thanks very much.
Good to have Samoan representation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
For sure.
Out in Samoa. Ireland now turning this into a nice mall.
Rory Best with a peel, and he gets swallowed up by two of them, but it's still quick ball. CJ,
nice CJ carry,
and with Tig as a latcher, that's more potent now.
Good ball,
Josh with an
angle. That was a good Murray play. You see, that's good Murray.
Yeah, he needs to find that.
Yeah,
fizz it out past.
It's off Murray again, given that Sexton is slowly moving in behind the ruck. There is a try here for them
if they choose to accept it.
Tig Furlong from 2 yards. He's lethal from 2 yards.
He can be held
up. Again.
There you go.
Doesn't want to see Samoa getting dusted. And yeah, that
to be fair,
the crack.
Yeah.
And also with the extra man, it's probably not a good look for them either.
No.
They're just not getting the thing off.
Yes, this is true. No, it's fair enough. Thanks very much for joining us anyway, Pennywise.
Yeah, absolutely. The 5 of you that still remain will plunder on with us into the for the remainder of the game. And we are going to wrap things up pretty quick after the game.
Yeah.
And, get on with the rest of our day.
This is it.
Celebrating the nice class Ireland win that is surely coming.
That's also, the
is he short? Tig? Oh, he's
on a boot.
That's just not clinical, is it?
It's good. It's his opposite number there.
I think there's a bit more luck.
There's a bit more luck, they say. Yeah, for sure. But fair play to him. He managed to held it up when he had very little right to do so. We're looking at it again. I don't think he brushed the turf at all.
No, that's no try. On the boot.
Grounded on the boot. You have no try.
That said, scrum 5, no bad thing.
Yes.
It's been pretty good, minus Bundyaki.
Definitely.
It's professional. Have not been the weapon that they can be. For all of their talent, they haven't. They genuinely look like a really poorly coached side with not a lot of structure to anything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And defensively in particular, there's just a headless chicken aspect to it. That does allow guys like TJ Ioane to make robust tackles and carries, but also just no structure. So yeah, they're coming around the corner, they're just lost.
Yeah.
Not to mention that when Ireland get into the 22 and do get going off 9 and there's sharp passing and carrying, then it's a pretty difficult thing to defend.
Yeah, for tier 1 sides as well, they can ask questions. So that is not a steady scrum. Yeah. Hard to blame the turf.
Healy, to be fair.
Yeah, he was not comfortable there in that set at all.
Up against Alatoa, the Samoan variety.
Mm-hmm. They're both the Samoan variety.
That's true. As opposed to the Wallaby.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Porter is on.
Andrew Porter's
last contribution
was the nearly. It should have been a try. It should have been a brace for Tig, but
you didn't get it.
No.
Johnny Sexton still on the pitch, and it was leaked earlier in the week that the initial plan was for Sexton to play 60, Carberry to play 20. But I was hypothesizing at halftime that Sexton has no more to prove, is playing class, and actually Carberry has quite a bit to prove.
He just needs more. Who needs the minutes more?
Yeah, Sexton looking good, but and it just does risk the massive Samoan factor. You don't know, but
But he's got a touch of the Owen Farrell's about him as well, where it's like you can hit him like that, and more often than not, he toughs it out.
Yeah.
Like
He's tougher than people let on. That's a great scrum.
a very good scrum.
That's a great scrum.
Porter's introduction working very well.
Yes, and now Sexton with a little tread.
And a block.
Nah, probably not enough. He's given it.
Well, there's his back for a scrum penalty anyway.
Mullapola's down hurt now after that Porter scrum
introduction. Porter is an absolute beast to be bringing off the bench, to be honest.
How's our clock doing?
Our clock is way off again because we didn't pause it.
Look at it. Haven't looked at it.
Whoops, a daisy. So it's 46:43 and stopped.
I hope that there's at least one of you just watching being really amused as they realise live that we haven't realised that we fucked it up again.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So not 8:03, but 46:43. So we're going to leave that sit for a little while.
It's better than being behind.
It is better.
It's more fixable.
Yes, it is.
The only problem is once we do this, then we have to remember to click it in right at the same time, which we consistently forget to do.
This is true. Well, the other option we were thinking
of, the end of Lamb, Selalaya, that World Cup. And he wasn't a great showing, but he was just giving thanks to the crowd and everything.
Yeah, fair play to him.
That's his World Cup done.
Silence of the Lamb.
Would you stop?
Absolutely terrible banter. Scrum time. Okay, so it's 46:55, and we're setting an attacking scrum.
47 minutes flat.
Yeah.
And Cian Healy has his man, has Alatoa there a little bit. If the ball can just go in, we have him.
Oh, yeah. That is a dynamic scrum.
And CJ picking blind into space, girls. Larmer. Very slow back play. No, he didn't. And that's going to be an Irish scrum 5. But they have the penalty, presumably, from Cian Healy's monstering.
Yeah. A very dominant
Murray
scrum.
was frustrating me there because it was like Cian Healy was just about, he had his man totally on the engage. And he was just about ready to open him up. And Murray was like, wait. And the tension was still there. And it's like, as soon as you put it in, Cian's going to go here.
Yeah.
But he did, and it did. And we got the penalty. And we're tapping and going, apparently. And Cian Healy himself is trucking it up.
Is it? Yes, it is, yeah.
After all that good scrumming, I wonder if that'll be a good call as we look back. Or is that just Ireland diverting from their
appeal from Rory Best?
Yeah, and it's all very scrappy, but it is off 9. It's great ball for Conor Murray. What a pass to Larmer. Beautiful.
And we're back on time. 48:04.
Well done, as they're trying to kill us with these exactly
as we're trying to fix the clock. It's try time.
That was awesome.
But that was awesome. That means that we're changing that again. Woohoo! Okay. That's a great ball.
That's a great ball. And Larmer, how much does Larmer deserve a try?
Absolutely. He's been our most dangerous back, apart from Johnny Sexton. One other guy who hasn't quite happened for this World Cup is Stockdale.
No, it hasn't happened for Stockdale one down bit.
Yeah.
Great to see Larmer looking good. Keith Earls' jersey is under pressure from the man he's hugging there.
Absolutely.
Conor Murray's zinger is dead right. It was a class pass.
Fizzy pass. I love it.
Yeah.
I used to be a scrummy myself, and I love flat passes.
Yep.
Flat passes are great. Especially off the left hand. Because it annoys me when I see play like 9s and 10s.
That's Murray at his best. Murray had brought in 2018 that Aaron Smith passing game to it.
And it meant you could play off 9 and it wasn't predictable because he could literally either fire it 20 meters across or 2 meters across.
That's what Aaron Smith is the best in the world at, that kind of play.
And that's why he persistently keeps TJ out of the jersey despite all rhyme or reason.
Those fizzer passes.
Yeah.
And that was an absolute class one from Murray. Some good tries.
Some very good tries. It's a better performance than the Russia one,
it's
for
hard.
sure.
We will, on second viewing, reflect on a little bit on Samoa's performance here. it's hard watching it live, especially covering it live like this. It's just hard to get a feel for just
It's
how
that's a
bad
manky
Samoa
one,
been.
but it's over.
It's an absolutely Horlicks of a successful conversion from Johnny Sexton.
And as if to match my drawing of the second 3 is completely awful as well, but sure, look. 33.
No issue. I can't do work a blackboard anyway. So
Can you not?
well, I would be more messy than you have been, to put it mildly.
Fair enough. This is as good as it gets, folks. 33-5. Okay, let's see
listen,
40.
I've enjoyed this from Ireland so far. Andrew
Quarter.
trucking it up.
Oof, good contact. It's from their 9. They are just big men, aren't they, the Samoans?
Good to see Murray finding his best form, you know. He's
Definitely.
managed this quite nicely.
Yeah.
And that is a box kick on cue that is just a little too deep. And Stockdale doesn't stick his man. Tim Nana Williams just slips away. Noel Scannell! Oh, that looked like a good steal.
I'm just going to correct the clock. We're slightly ahead. I don't know when that happened, but just about to get back on track.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, nice. So then it feels like we've been harshly pinned there for once. Looked like a good steal from Noel Scannell. Maybe he went beyond the ball. Or maybe he saw a high shot on Tim Nana Williams, who was sliding on the follow through. The Leinster shot lads are showing the rest how it's done, says Joe Lyons. Well, that's always your opinion, Joe.
Joe,
regardless of circumstance, that's always your takeaway. There's a lot of Leinster lads going on.
Conor Murray threw a bit of a beast of a pass there, and there's none of him that we could claim from a Leinster perspective. Luke McGrath wouldn't be throwing that.
How about that shoot?
How about that line from Tim Nana Williams?
Oh,
how about that steal from
CJ
CJ?
Standard. That's
That we
super
need
play.
that has been missing from his game.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
It was. When it broke onto the scene, it was a big part of his game. The CJ Jackal. And
Just
there it was.
the right option from Ty Byrne.
Yeah.
Doesn't throw these
And he's
speculative
got a penalty out of it.
Va Mahina pass.
And there's a penalty that's come out of it.
Ooh.
Jordan Larmour. He's enjoying his day with a flicky pass. And
CJ with the boot.
And what
It's an agricultural CJ exit.
Penalty. Yeah,
But it's back for the penalty.
Connor wants to play for us.
I sincerely doubt that. I think he'd sooner see himself in Racing than Leinster, to be honest. Back with Buddy Zebo.
Racing.
Haunting the smoking areas in Paris.
Zebo had an interview recently. I didn't watch it, but apparently he was saying he really hates Leinster and wants them to lose all the time.
Who?
Zebo.
Yeah, well, Zebo's chat is as unimpressive as ever in everything.
Luke McGrath, there's Conor Murray's day. Luke McGrath and Joey Carberry.
There you go.
New halfbacks. That is a great day for Johnny and Murray.
Yeah.
That is as good as they've looked all year.
That is probably the main takeaway, the main positive takeaway from this whole performance, as much as the result is that the halfbacks got a bit of game time over. Papoose coming in with Samoa have got absolutely nothing, and
they had a nearly nice Tim Nana Williams line.
nearly nice Tim. Well, yeah.
It's hard. I've got to be honest. Ideally, we'd be doing one of these live streams. We ideally had set up the England-France game for it.
Yeah.
It is tough to remain objective when we're just watching Ireland, and it's so we're even watching the game we're missing some of the Samoan bad plays and good plays and all other plays.
Yeah.
Because we're just watching Ireland, and that's just our own.
Go on, Robbie Henshaw winning contact.
Robbie Henshaw straight through.
Good to see him get. He needs.
That's on the ground.
Is so
that's
illegal.
horrendous.
Well, now we didn't miss that one. That was a bad Samoa play.
Man.
Yeah.
I actually don't know your man. I don't recognize the man who's after making that horrific play.
They come in. They just want their post-tournament holiday brackets that they paid for themselves.
It's true.
It's all of that is very true. Yeah. I guess some cutting rugby satire.
The Samoan Rugby Union put them up in a little dingy motel 20 miles outside the city.
While the higher ups are in the penthouse in Tokyo somewhere.
As it stands, the Japan 2-pointer will see them get ahead of us on head-to-heads. The inevitable called off Scotland game. We're off again.
Yeah. Just
These
short
mini
time off.
That looks to be illegally sacked, but he hasn't given it, and now Scammell peels away, and Luke McGrath has to ruck.
Yeah.
1920.
Still advantage. Laying siege to the line again. And we're back on time. 54-21.
Lovely.
Oh.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Right option from Ty Burns, little cheeky pick and go when the ball was getting loose. Is this another hurdy-dur try, or are they going to put a bit of width on it?
This
is looking all
hurdy-dirty, but there's got to be a try on somewhere on the field.
We're going to hurdy-dur.
If we were Aussies or Scots,
TJ Ioane is still, of all the Samoans and the criticism they're going to get, TJ Ioane has remained game for the fight for the whole damn game.
Yeah, 55 minutes
he's
now,
still
and he's
putting in
a
super
great
tackles. Like, he's been great. That's offside, and that was TJ Ioane on cue.
Just for the commentary curse. Who knew the commentary curse is real?
Oh, a bit of space the right side of that ruck.
How many pens can you give away before a penalty try, says Joe Lyons?
That's not a penalty try. Penalty try has to be, it would have been scored. The try would have been scored if not for the penalty.
It's not simply just the fact that it's a penalty.
Yellow card.
That's no clear release. Yeah, okay, get out of there.
It's good pressure from Ireland. They're just doing what they do.
Make them make a billion tackles.
Yeah.
Porter has been a good impact.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Porter has very grabbed that tight head jersey that could have been John Ryan's bench.
Joey Carberry running into contact.
Probably not really what you want to do.
You want to see him
get Matt Tamua impersonation. Luke McGrath, there's good pace to this attack.
Luke's added a bit of zip.
Yeah.
Henderson kind of stopped on the line there.
Smashed. He does like to stop before putting a bit of
sometimes he should have just plow forward. He's a big man, like.
Yeah.
And we're back. That kind of killed our momentum, Ian.
3 pens in the 22 is a straight penalty try. Them's the rules. I don't think them's are the rules.
No, them's should be the rule. That's
no, it should be a yellow card. I think multiple penalties is yellow card. The penalty try is a very specific thing that comes when a try is being stopped. That's my understanding of the law, anyway.
Yeah. So, like, if he's the last man, 1-on-1 on the wing, and it's a high shot, you take him out, you remove him from the play,
and if a try
would have been scored.
That's why you can get like 17 scrum penalties in a row before they engage without a penalty try.
Yeah, because if you're not moving forward,
if the scrum isn't moving forward, they can't give it. So they can give as many yellow cards as till Kingdom Come, but they can't give a penalty try unless a try is going to be scored.
Yeah. Papoose and Joe Lyons are getting into it.
Yeah, but persistent fouling
is
a yellow card.
Is a yellow card offence, not a penalty try offence. However, I think I've heard Brian O'Driscoll say that it should be like automatic yellow card and potentially thing. That is one thing that very much annoys him, is when in the same sequence of play, same set, like that there's a penalty advantage, and then at the next ruck another one, and at the next run another one. If there are 3 accrued advantages, you should be punished for it, essentially. And
no, it's just laughter.
All right. Yeah.
Keep the gloves on anyway. Boys.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, we don't need any black eyes in the comment section.
Here we go. It's a line out 5 for Ireland, and taken nicely there by Ian Henderson. Bandaged Henderson. They're peeling nicely. There's no hint of truck and trailer there about that maul. And they're Ireland are. No, this is not having side entry there from Alex.
That did look like a side entry.
Oh, jeez, and the swinging arm. It's not alcohol either. It's the 18. Clock's wrong. We're at 57-23, and Ireland are hammering away at the Samoan line.
Yeah.
Lovely little play from CJ. Well, lovely in the sense that he passed it. We are.
Which is lovely. And there's that's a Samoan potential steal, although he isn't
he's
really
flying
on his
off
feet.
Yeah. And now it goes to Joey in a mess. And Joey is again doing
having
it
to snub,
and he
but
does get it away, thankfully.
The halfbacks actually clean up that scrappy ball rather well, but it was horrendous. And Porter does the right thing.
It's so difficult when you're watching these games on TV because you don't actually get a sense of the width of the field.
Yeah.
But it's noticeable how little width Ireland are putting on it. I'd love a wide shot to see if we actually have, if the back line are lined up to put width on it, or if it's just, there's no question that we're just going narrow.
We are very narrow, aren't we?
Well, we're just wearing them down, I guess. This is the plan. We have a penalty now. We're going to try a little kick, I dare say.
Oh, it might be. Go deep. Go. Oh, no, it's a wide pass.
It's a loose pass to Larmer, who dances through. Oh.
Larmer has been excellent.
He has. Man of the match, I think.
Back for the penalty. No. Is there a team like
a
Ireland?
Scrum?
Yeah.
Scrum-de dum-dum-dum. Oh, card. There you go,
there
Joe
you go,
Lyons.
Joe Lyons. There's your card.
Oh, no, for fuck's sake, lads. If a drive in the same sequence, 3 pens are given. You know what? You are dead wrong.
100% wrong.
You need to look up the laws because that's just not true.
It is, however, a yellow card, and that yellow card is probably overdue.
And now it's 14 on 14 for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, this is true.
Where have the Samoans been?
58 on 9. Okay, we're catching up.
Oh, we're behind that way. I didn't even realise.
Yeah, because I forgot to play it again after pausing on the exact right time because we were talking about penalty tries.
Oh, weird. Just all kinds of awful. This is our first live stream, in case you didn't realise.
Yeah. Warts and all.
In my world, says Joe. Yeah, indeed. Which isn't the real world. Let's be real.
All add our own perspective to things.
Yeah.
So we're at 59.
59-12 just now.
Yeah, so we're around 20.
And ball scooped out with a really quick hook and then a poor Luke McGrath pass having to be cleaned up by Larmer, who's dancing again. But this time he's watched. By Leua. And can he get to his knees? No, he's been lifted. The knees never touched the deck. That is awesome defence from Samoa.
That was brutal. Luke McGrath, has to be said. Absolutely poor.
How about the techers from Leua?
Great stuff from Leua. Yeah.
He was trying to get in his knees and he just couldn't do it.
He's only little.
Yeah.
Drop this cup out of frame. We're coming up to the last quarter, so calm time. Just get nice and close to them.
Oh man, you're kidding. That can't be accurate. Ireland have just made 36 tackles in the whole game. That's just the second half. 36 tackles in the whole game.
Well, at one point in the first half, after the first quarter, we'd made 4, missed 1.
That's not a lot of tackles to have made. Typhoon is going to be frustrated with his outing because he just doesn't seem physical enough to play in a quarterfinal, frankly.
It's a shame because we could use him. We could really
use an informed class Typhoon, but
so it's just hit 60 minutes, which I think we're just ahead of, actually.
Yeah, we are.
Another mysterious little time off. There we go.
Hey,
and a big Irish scrum.
Kilcoyne.
Kilcoyne straight in.
He's done all kinds of terror.
Yeah, I love to see that.
And
Jean Klein is actually in as well.
So
we actually have an updated scrum that has Kilcoyne, O'Mahony, and Jean Klein into the mix, and that's the first result.
Is reporters feeling good about life as well? You know,
that's a good way to start the final.
I agree with Papoose there. Respect to Samoa for surviving that. It was good. It was poor from Ireland off the base, but then the Leua play was all good.
Yeah,
just grabbing Larmer and being like, nope, you're not getting to deck. Yeah, I have you now. Your feet can't save you now.
This is similar to what we compliment Georgia about doing. Like, they didn't score the try, but they haven't survived yet. It's just pounding pressure. But there's two schools of thought. Maybe Ireland should have been grabbing a try. Maybe it's not clinical from Ireland.
Yeah.
But here we go, peeling.
Oh, you got to keep your hands on that pill. The Samoans are in.
No, they're not. Still got to deck. Around 2 meters out.
Oh, big John Klein is going to get a try.
John Klein could get
it for the headlines.
Is that his first?
For the headlines. Or is he going to not get it for the headlines?
He's over the line. Jean Klein has crashed over, and I think we're time off. Yeah,
we are.
But
we're a little
ahead. But okay.
Well remembered.
Yeah. Before that got too bad.
But just be sure to remember when he presses time on, because otherwise we'll be screwed.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
TMO. Yes. We're gonna hear from
Give me a T.
PFO Mahoney. That Afan-Rye I hear swelling.
It is and all. That's not okay.
You want to hire it up?
Hire it up.
Not sure if that comes through at all, but it's class. Love to hear it. Oh, check out that late hit on fucking the guy who gave that pass.
CJ, I think.
It was an absolutely ludicrous late hit.
There's nothing. You can't
look
see
at this. Hang on. Look. Let's just take a look at this on the replay. CJ picks it up, gives it. That is crazy late. Right in front of the ref too.
Yes, the ref did see it. He tripped over him. We haven't seen a grounding here, though.
No, I don't think he got it, to be honest. I think it was a big John Klein held up play.
Yeah, that face means no.
Now, where is the red there? Nowhere, because he didn't hit him in the head.
He didn't hit him in the head.
But that's it's cynical enough that it could be a yellow. But
yeah.
With the already yellow, I think he's going to just give a penalty.
He probably will.
But it's because it's actually a legal hit.
Yeah.
If he had the ball, he'd be like, good hit.
Yeah.
But he didn't for quite a while before your man decided to
just hit him anyway.
Which is why it could be a yellow, just because it's so outrageous and stupid.
And it's also rather a techless display from Jean Klein to fail to get that ball.
Papoose. He gives the ball and then your man just lines up and hits him.
That's a very English take on it now. That's all too English. That's the kind of penalty you guys are wont to give away as well. And then be like, oh no, ref. But that is late hit.
That's a definite late hit.
That's a late hit.
It's a definite late hit. Whoa! Go Nick Berry. Nick Berry has seen it all today.
He is actually. He's had a pretty spot on game. Certainly, as far as we're concerned,
his stock has risen in my world.
Anyway. Yeah. I tend to give more slack to.
I think Rowan Kitcher said speak to Blue 5 there, so we're going for a
talking to.
Chris Louis is contemplating life.
He is.
Get off Tad's laptop. You have some cheap shots coming in here.
Absolutely.
Committed. He was not committed though. He was not.
He was committed after the ball was gone. He had a second to look at CJ without the ball and go like, nah, I'm gonna hit him.
Like, are we kidding ourselves here? Committed. Get out of here. Anyway, we're taking a scrum, so all's well that ends well.
You should be committed if you think that was good. Henshaw off, Conway on.
Henshaw with a rough day, to be honest. That's an interesting call.
What does that do?
Larmer in
the center. Is that
great scrum. Oh,
really
this is scrum murder going on here.
Oh,
no call from Gary.
Giving the mercy, no call.
No card. They just got a card, man.
But what? Yeah.
Well, there's some crazy chat going on beneath us in that chat.
It's good value though. I'm enjoying it.
I don't approve, but it's fine. I'm still gutted for Say Tenny, to be honest with you. Jesus, we made the whole preview about Say Tenny and he got the head clipped off. And now a past at 2CPC has been playing at 10 ever since.
Yeah.
Frankly, that's shite.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. They've had nothing though. But Papoose is right in that instance. They've had nothing to offer against a 14-man.
They would have had more to offer if Say Tenny stayed on the pitch.
True. Yeah.
They drafted 2CPC back into the squad from the wilderness.
Yeah.
And he's 38 years old. What are we on? Yeah. We're 2 minutes behind. You absolutely forgot.
Completely forgot.
Again.
2 minutes
literally every time.
It was a good idea. Execution-wise, though,
It's been a disaster. It's been nothing but a complete disaster. Conway.
I wouldn't say complete.
Actually,
disaster.
maybe Earl is in the centre.
That is where he's lining up. Although Larmer and Earl seem to be
Key Turtles centre. Oh yeah, because Aki's gone.
Yeah,
sure. So that's our
so it's
centre.
one centre. Or yeah,
it's all a mess. Don't worry.
Why does we end so many games with an
With a
absolute
mess.
hodgepodge of the backline? Like,
Well, to be fair, getting the 12 sent off.
we'll do that anyway. Yeah, but gee whiz, it seems to happen to us disproportionately. Every now and then you see other teams having to throw scrummies on the wing and such, but with Ireland it seems to be a recurring thing.
Here we go. Picked off the base
pick.
by CJ, who stumbles a little, but he carries well, and he's going to be held up.
His knees are down.
Let's go to deck.
Roll away.
You got a release there.
Look at all those Samoans lying all over the ball.
Jeez, this ball isn't coming back.
Slow.
For a second. Kilcoyne fancying a try.
He's certainly fancying contact.
Since Johnny has come off, we've looked so much more blunt. By the way. Since the two halfbacks have come off, it has been the same old blunt Ireland.
Mind you, CJ's going over and he got it on the line, and that's a
physical
try.
Well done. Well done.
Pick and jam.
Well done.
Yeah, we love an old pick and jam try. So we do. And that will mean updating the scoreboard. Hey, this clock's still wrong. That try has just come on 65 minutes, so we're just about 2 minutes behind. Yeah.
Shame, but
it's
not
shame.
Shame.
It gives an idea, is what it does.
The wrong idea.
Maybe. I know, like compared to
Papoose says finally. Yeah, well, that's Ireland, mate.
that is exactly what to expect. But to be fair, there are schools of argument on that. Like if you watch
where's the team now? Certainly the All Blacks hate it. This is an advantage for the Irish. When the Irish start doing that, and we're literally 5 out, and we're just pick and jam, not letting them in on the ball, pick and jam, and we spend 10 long, hard minutes scoring a try, you can actually wear on the defence quite heavily.
Yeah.
And that is, like, that's the Irish
It can also
plan.
upset the offence, because then when they do get their hands on it for the first time in 15 minutes, they're a little bit sluggish and sloppy with it. So that's the argument for it, and that's what Joe Schmidt's trying to achieve with this. It's an interesting dynamic. It's the same way Georgia play at tier 2 level, really, and but at a higher level. And I'm glad there's someone painting that picture. I'm glad it's us as well, but it's you're right in saying I would like to see a bit more of a clinical edge, but I'm also glad that it's not like the Scottish or Wallabies where it's 2 hit-up phases and then it's like, oh, there's a try on out there, fling, and then it's actually out into touch and we surrender that position, release the pressure valve.
That's a clever little restart for the Samoans.
It is,
They've won it back.
No, they well.
They got it.
They got it, and green knock on. He says, okay, and it's 40 by the way, because I was waiting on that conversion. Yeah, we're still way behind.
Ireland did jump offside there.
It's going to be called back for it.
Chris Vui. I'm not sure if he gave it, but he should have. Kilcoyne with the shoot and miss.
Yeah, 40 points to 5.
Yeah, this is as well as we could have hoped.
Yeah,
this has been very good.
That's a very good kick.
It's a terrible bounce for the Samoans there. Could have just snuck into touch. There's Conway. He is lining up at fullback there.
So he's not finding touch.
Finding the throat of the Samoan counter-attack. Great shoot there.
Yeah. And Peter O'Mahony getting handsy in that breakdown.
That's decidedly Welsh of him.
Yeah.
Great shoot and tackle from CJ has grown into
roll away. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of
Samoa
here.
Trying to prove Papoose wrong by showing that you have something.
I don't know. I think
they have absolutely
nothing again.
With a big steal.
Big steal on 68 minutes even.
Yeah.
As this takes in, we're still 2 minutes behind. Still rooting for that time off.
Take it easy, CJ. Peter.
Oh man, this is satisfying though.
This is definitely enjoying it. I mean, we were nervous pre-match, and it turns out there was no need.
Yeah.
What's the record for the tournament? 60. Is it still 63-0?
63-0 is still the highest winning record.
Literally 4 converted tries to level it.
It's not happening.
Not a chance.
To be honest, there's no reason
And
for Ireland v Samoa to have a bigger winning margin than New Zealand Canada.
Like, there's no way the Samoans deserve that.
No, they don't. Yeah. Because as much as Samoa have nothing, Canada have less.
Oh, the chat has peaked. Joe Lyons is quoting Conor McGregor. I mean, it was always getting there.
Yeah. 69 minutes gone now.
We have 10 minutes left, and the Conor McGregor quotes are being whipped out. Because of course.
Colourful though. Okay, Samoan line 8, just outside their own 22. Well won. You're trying to give it a bit of width.
Yeah, Tusi in behind with a terrible pass.
And Tim Nana Williams
wrapped up and stripped. Here's Larder.
Oh, well, that was absolutely shocking from Samoa.
Yeah,
again,
right from the Tusi pass.
Yeah.
Oh,
that could be a steal.
No, not quite.
Well rooked.
And now Ireland are right back Georgian style. Where they want to be, but it's a little kick in behind for Conway.
Woo! Carberry getting the assist. And that, I'm glad to say, I'll be updating this again.
The banter in the chat is better than the banter on the couch. Damn, son.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
But we're too busy watching the rugby, man.
This was why it was never the plan to have our inaugural live stream be an Ireland game. Yeah. For this reason, there'd be too much of us just like this.
Yeah. We're doing our best.
Doing our best. But I'm glad you're colouring the comments thread.
It was a lovely kick from Carberry.
That was great.
Papoose. Yeah. You're dead on. By the way, Joe, I'm turning on you now because you turned on us. So I'm on Team Papoose.
Yeah.
Samoa have been poor.
Samoa have been dreadful. He's right.
He does know the rules better than you. So what do you say to that?
Now Joey with a conversion attempt from the wrong side for the right-footed kicker.
Awesome.
Mel Bruce coming in saying the real match is happening in the live chat. He's dead right. And it could go either way. Yeah, it's going down to the wire.
It's definitely a closer contest. Awesome. 47-5. Love every bit of it. What's the clock saying now?
The clock is 71. We haven't had any time off. But we have had a lovely conversion from Joey.
That was a good little thread through from Joey, and then it was just always going to be try time. It's been much more clinical from Ireland, much better.
It's exactly what they would have wanted. Oh, 47. Let's see 50. Why not? Because as Papoose still say, Samoa have given up a long time ago.
They definitely have. I'm happy to see Ireland playing well though.
Yes,
and they have. It's been a pretty good performance. It's been a confidence builder.
For the neutral, however, it is another blowout in the pool stages, which
is coloured it all.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No.
Now Vui with a chance to go into Stockdale, who has again just not been sent.
And then Vui goes again. There you go.
Got 8 minutes left in a Samoan jersey. He's got to leave it all out there, surely.
Yeah, definitely.
Tusi pieces.
That is a forward. That is a forward inside ball.
Oh, we're letting it go.
Letting it go. It's the old classic forward pass play on call. No, it's called back. Yeah. It's actually 72 minutes and 30 seconds, so we're still 2 minutes behind.
Call a time off there, ref. Jesus, we've had a man down and you just wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's been good from Ireland.
Good from Ireland, but
are lacking in any streetwise plays as well.
Yeah. That was a needlessly forward pass. That was actually on. It was good shape.
Yeah. But it actually, as it all has, it started with a loose Tusi ball that just checked the run of everybody for a moment, except the one guy who overran it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big, the Bundyaki red card has done more damage to Samoa than Ireland because it took out Saitani. And I'm not bullshitting you there. I think he's a great player, and I don't think Tusi is. I don't think he ever was, and I think now he's a 38-year-old journeyman. So it's kind of just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's very true. Their backline's got no offense.
Yep.
So
also, Tim Nana Williams has had a very
shocking tournament, and it's a shame because he is a wonderful player.
I'm going to go back and do some class stuff for Claremont, but I mean...
Well, that's right. That is where he is at.
Yeah.
That is a mess of a scrum.
That is. Kilcoyne went down. Kilcoyne went down. He did it all.
I think that's the right call. That is a Samoan penalty at scrum time.
Yeah.
And a little micro battle won for them. The chat war still continues.
Now Mal Bruce coming with an actual comment.
Go on.
Instead of nonsense banter. Because I think you guys would rather play us, bracket South Africa, than the ABs. So it's not much of a choice, is it? No. It's we have a familiar, like, we haven't played this Razzie Springbok team. That's the thing. And that it doesn't on paper match up that well against us. Even though we have a decent recent record against South Africa, Razzie's box have never come to town, and they're a serious team. Whereas we do actually have the blueprint for beating the All Blacks, is the thing. We've done it twice in the last 2 games.
It's a stylistic thing. I think our multi-phase game, our hold the pill game, hurts the All Blacks a bit more than hurts the Springboks.
I can also just picture, like, if CJ wants to go into contact, he's got a better chance of getting on the right side of Shannon Frizzell than he does, or Kieran Reid even, than he does Dwayne Vermeulen. Yeah. Forget about it. Like, you're getting smashed. Yeah. That South African narrow blitz is just going to kill us. And then the Lacanio Ambrit blitz out wide is also going to kill us.
Yeah.
Samoa are on the march here.
Yes, they're looking for a chance to get into double figures. And that's a good maul.
This has got to be try time.
That's going to be sacked for a card.
Leo at the back.
Well, actually, we've managed to stop a bit. The backs are joining. The backs are joining. And
try. Is it? Yeah, try. Give that.
Ah, Nick. That may do for them, because I don't know if we'll get an angle, but we should. I think it's a try. So time is now off at 75:05. We'll catch up a little bit,
depending on how long the TMO takes about it.
Yes. On-field decision is a try, which is about.
So I don't know who we prefer to play. Just because the All Blacks genuinely look like the best.
One thing I will say with absolute confidence is we're favourites in neither game.
Yes.
So this is we're up against it, as we kind of knew from the time of the draw, before all that 2018 great season and favourites thing and number one in the world chat that was coming up.
Joe Lyons comment saying very disappointed in Samoa. Fiji and Argentina all failed. Georgia, 2 big disappointments. Well, Argentina's was definitely like a complete failure from the start. Coaching errors, everything else.
Yeah.
Fiji was like, I think they were never quite going to get the Wallabies or Wales.
Yeah.
And then they put on a show against Georgia. And then the Uruguayan game off the short turnaround with the multiple changes is what really caught them, colored it all.
What I love about it is that
that
pool is the first time since 1991?
1987.
1987, the first one. The first time that since then that a pool has had each team win at least one game, which is great. We need much more of that in the context of the tournament as a whole. We need fewer blowouts, and we need tier 2 sides being competitive. The caveat, as you would attach to that, is that they all lost to each other after their short turnarounds. So it's, there's 2 sides to it. But
indeed, in Georgia, we've kind of covered, we've belabored the point on Georgia, but they have lessons to learn and steps to grow. Argentina, who Mal Bruce has come in and said the biggest disappointment, played well below what they're capable of, is definitely true. And like the coaches, Ledesma has just got that flat wrong.
I think
he left a load of class players behind Facundo Issa. He left Diaz Benicia. He left Imov and Cordero, who were last time's heroes. Then his selection within the tournament was shocking.
Tukelet should have been playing from minute 1.
Yeah, taking Sanchez out of the 23 for the England game was chaotic.
Absolutely nuts as well.
And then persisting with this guy Lavanini, who was always going to blow up at some point. He did at a crucial moment. And then just outplayed by France on that opening day. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Penalty Ireland has just happened there while we're chatting, by the way. No try penalty Ireland is the decision.
I missed that. And that's bad on our part because we should be watching the game. But I missed that. Why was
2 movements, says Papoose.
2 movements.
Double movement. Yeah.
That's shite.
Correct decision, apparently.
Correct decision. That sounds like shite to me.
Yeah. Well, it's just unfortunate. But then you would argue, do Samoa deserve 10 plus points?
TJ Ioane does.
TJ Ioane does if he's going to get the try, Papoose seemed kind of coming in with 2 movements he won't give it, so he was following.
You were actually following the game,
yes.
Papoose. And we were hooked on the chat.
Yeah,
what a reversal.
Bad. That's bad. As over as this is as a contest, but that's no try for Samoa, and we exit 76-40. We're just at around 20 seconds behind. It's 76-40 now as well. We've caught up a bit thanks to that TMO decision. CJ getting roughed up again in that contact. CJ has had a tough day at the office, but he keeps offering himself. Good probing bomb, but it's actually
he's taking it himself.
No, it's
Joey who's taking it, and that's a much better kick from Joey.
Another sit-up bounce. What's going on? Crazy turf. Josh doesn't get done.
No, Josh has played well.
He has been very solid.
Tackled nicely, like he does. Like he's wanted to do. Porter stolen. Straight up Andrew Porter steal. Very nice. Steal. Are Ireland going to get to the 50?
Mind you, they need to resource this breakdown.
He's
not on the ball. Ian Henderson at scrummy. Peter O'Mahony
trucking it up.
So we're just about at the Samoan 10-meter line. That's a little early jump, but he did retreat.
It's not been as crisp as it was with Sexton and Murray, frankly. Operating now.
Larmour
channels, Larmour probing.
Getting legs absolutely shot.
Earlier in the game, he was getting put in space. Now he's having to make the space.
Yeah. Lovely tip on
that
pass.
That was good from Porter. Yeah.
Mind you, it's loose at the breakdown. Klein is a techerless man.
Oh, and here they go. Lovely hands.
This could be a try. This could be a break.
Here they go. Loads of space. Oh, no. Oh, it's a shocker. It is an absolute shocker.
That is very, very bad.
On the right wing there, just complete.
That was try time for Samoa. That is a Horlicks of a play.
Oh, man. Mal Bruce saying Fiji could be a decent side if they can maintain focus, fitness, consistency over the 80. There's definitely truth to that. They have a load of ballers, but they're all very similar players. They're missing just the versatility, I guess, what Wales have.
Yeah,
they are.
Well, they also they tend to lack a bit of that gamesmanship and that notice when games get tight. They still want to fling the ball around, and it didn't help that in that Wales game they were well up and capable of winning it. But Volleyball had a shocker. He was rubbish from minute one, and they had no option because on the bench they had another centre covering 10.
Hey, there you go, Jordan Larmour with the man of the match call.
Player of the match, Jordan Larmour is a good call. It's the only call that I've seen.
Yeah. He's Sexton was up there, but
he went off earlier.
Yeah, go on, Jordan.
Good stuff for Jordan Larmour.
That's kind of hands up. Pick me.
Pick me.
Look,
I'm right next to Earls, the anonymous.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's hardly a steady scrum. Ireland may just kick this out. Perhaps if they're wise, they may just kick this out. I know you're talking for your 50s, but it doesn't matter a jock. Like,
shut up, lads. Johnny is always the man of the match. Well, Joe,
he is mostly
man of the match. He's one of the men of the match, but Jordan has been great and has played the full 80 and deserves it.
Yeah.
Rightly so. I actually thought Rory Best, I enjoyed his performance as well.
Rory Best was great, yeah. All props, all 4 props.
Yeah.
Both
props to the props.
Starters and finishers.
Now, this has just ticked over the 80 here.
So get rid of it.
All right. Clock's done.
Forget about it.
We're in the red zone.
You're in the red zone. Now, that's a nice hook, and it's a good scrum, and they've kept it up the base.
Penalty advantage should be.
Oh,
no.
Nick Berry has gone down in my estimation.
Tig was very good, from Caboose. He definitely was
very good. Yeah, all 4 props.
All 4 props, 100%.
Added lots.
Yeah. Tig, though, in that first quarter was vital because CJ was getting smashed backwards. And
they were sort of game for those moments. But the problem is that the Samoans just have no coaching or structure at all. And especially when, say, Tenney went off. But even if he'd stayed on, it was like, they don't know what to do with all of their buzzing for the game and all their heft. They don't really. It's directionless.
Yeah, it is. Which is a consistent theme with Samoan rugby. It's a problem because they do have elite players and they just it's all the other things that are missing. You know.
Anyway, boys, we're going to wrap this up close to after full time. I mean, basically as soon as this, so Ireland are going to kick this off if they have any wisdom about them, injuries, etc.
Are they? Yes, they are. Luke McGrath.
Well done.
Proceedings. 47-5.
Yep.
Just for
full time.
For consistency, I'm just going to give a big FT.
Beautiful. A work of art. Magnificent.
Hardly. But yeah, that was Ireland Samoa.
That was Ireland Samoa.
Sadly, the only game of Saturday, which is a bit of a shame.
Our stream, by the by, has creeped over the 3-hour mark. So we have given you a load of content.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to feel too guilty about not doing much post-match. We will be live. We will have another podcast. We may go live again tomorrow at some point. Probably not live for the games, but given that they'll all be called off. But we are delighted, excited and delighted to see Ireland into the knockouts. Awesome stuff. We will be back with a new podcast, ORP number 70. Next week,
yes,
we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking quarterfinals essentially.
Pretty much shifting towards knockout rugby, getting a clearer picture now. Tomorrow is the last piece of the puzzle.
Yep,
in terms of how that's going to
look,
what's happening. But yeah, thank you again for our commenters, Joe and Papoose, coloring everything, but also Mel and we had Modern Bach, we had Jen in earlier on
Monica,
as well,
yeah.
Monica B. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely, go on Ireland. We did it.
Ireland. Yeah,
bonus point win. Nice. All right. See you later,
Peace.
folks. Bye. End.
You lads need to up your game, says Joe.
Japan game is cancelled tomorrow against Scotland. It's called a draw.